I did 100 mile an hour on it. I did 100.
And did it feel like 100?
Felt like 140 average. I was like, you know, I'm like, the man's a god. The man's a god.
You're going to be Hill, you're going to be Hopkins, and they cross the line. It's Hill by 6 thousandths of a second.
The Outside Line Podcast, reuniting your hosts, the legendary commentary duo of Jack Bernicle and James Whittam.
But he's not on the right side of him unless he can do it. Oh no! Round the outside! Oh, what a move!
Well, folks, welcome to episode 16 of The Outside Line with myself, Jack Bernicle, my wonderful colleague, James Whittam, and our absent friend, Sprout.
He's about somewhere.
Yeah, he's wandering around outside on Huddersfield International on the grassy slopes.
He's got his work to do.
It's very sunny outside.
Head of security.
Sunbathing. Our thanks once again to Sprout's great sponsor, Metzler, and also to Roadskin, who are joining us for we hope a few episodes. Our thanks to them. They do some great stuff, don't they? Some great motorcycle gear.
like Metzler, good bunch of blokes. I see him every year at the NEC. They do riding gear, riding apparel.
And they also have they're also next door to the stage at the Stafford Classic shows.
Yeah. Really nice, sort of cool jean shirts, but with the Kevlar in and with the sort of protective panels. Really good kit and really good blokes, funny blokes.
You've already half-inched a pair of jeans from them, haven't you?
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I sort of angled, whoa, they're nice.
And it worked.
It worked, yeah, it's good kit. And it's all right. I mean, if you're going on a sports bike, right, or you're going on a track day, you need full levers, all the rest of it.
Yes.
Most people got airbag suits now on track days. But actually, if you're on something like that Kawasaki there or cruiser bike and you're pottering about, you want a bit of protection, but you don't want to look like you've got your full sort of race suit on. So, yeah, good stuff.
We've got a lovely guest coming shortly, John McGuinness.
Yep.
John McGuinness is arriving in due course. Before we get to that, incidentally, if you want to help us out, please subscribe. It helps us build up a bit of a following and get this podcast around the place. What has happened is the first round of MotoGP.
Yeah, MotoGP, yeah. Week after Superbike's first round, yeah.
And that turned out to be quite an entertaining event. Especially we had the Marc Marquez incident that resulted in him being dropped a place. Yeah,
you've got to be careful with all that kind of thing. I mean, nobody wants to see dangerous riding. You know, you've got to keep the job safe. But especially in World Superbike class, MotoGP class, they're all professionals. They don't hurt each other.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I thought.
Was it worth penalising? I don't know. I mean, listen.
The boy took it very well.
They took it very well. Team a bit angry at first, but they took it reasonably well.
That sniffs a bit too much of Formula One stuff for me. Kind of, should he have done that? You know.
Yeah, when it's subject to somebody else's. All I would say is the man who makes most of the decisions with others, but the man who has the final say is Simon Crafer, who knows his stuff. He's not a flipping health and safety freak. He knows how dangerous his job is. He's really intelligent. So if he thought it was, I don't know what the idea is with it all. But anyway, sprint race, I thought was quite exciting. I tell you what I did notice across the two MotoGP races, the Aprilia was unbelievably good, certainly on the brakes and turning. Just brilliant. And I know that Bezzecchi actually went down in that sort of phase of the riding. However,
did blame him, he didn't put the blame anywhere else.
Just looked fantastically planted from braking to coming off the brakes and transitioning to turning. I thought it looked noticeably better than the Ducati. I think Acosta, for his part, I thought he rode really, really well. I think the Aprilia looked the better bike than the KTM even.
Yeah.
Certainly in that area. And I thought Acosta made the difference. I thought brilliant, really good.
Marco Bezzecchi, I first saw racing in when I was doing CIV Italian Moto3 stuff.
Yeah, as a kid.
And he rose up to win that championship in 2015 as a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
He's come a fair distance across that decade, hasn't he?
And we know how good the Aprilia is now. I think that circuit, the Chang circuit, it's a bit of an oddball circuit in terms of, I don't think that means that the Aprilia is going to look dominant everywhere. However, there's a lot of people, even before the weekend, were backing Bezzecchi to be up front most of the year.
And the other Aprilias were there as well.
Yeah, that feature race was the first time in a long time there hasn't been a Ducati anywhere on a podium. Fantastic. Yes, two Aprilias in a... Yeah, and everybody on the Aprilia seemed to be really competitive, didn't they?
First time in 88 races in the new era that there wasn't a Ducati on the podium.
Yeah.
And that was well, what happened to Ducati, Gresini as well, Alex and
Ducati struggled. One of the reasons is they had, because it's so hot there. Did you look at I texted Hodge, who was out there, and said, how hot is it? It looked hot. And I've raced out in Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, all those countries.
Yes.
It depends what kind of year it is. It's hot, but it's also at certain times of year, it's completely humid, and that's worse than the heat. The humidity is just stifling.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, mate, it's flipping hot. You would not want to be.
So they had to use hard Michelin tyres whether they wanted to or not?
Yeah, because of the hot track temperature, 65 degrees. That's like special tarmac to stop it melting kind of heat. They were forced to use the other tyre. Ducati struggled with it. That isn't going to happen everywhere, but it might happen a couple of times when they're out in those regions when it's super hot air and track temperature in the future.
Yes.
But I think it definitely hampered them. But it certainly did, didn't it? Because everybody on Ducati seemed to struggle.
So was it contact with the curb that caused the tyres to deflate and the damage to the rim?
Yeah, they reckon so. Yeah, but that's just part of the fact that you hit the curb because the thing isn't working the way it should on the tyres they had to use. I mean, same tyres everybody else, so they had the same material as everybody else.
Apparently, David Tardozzi went out to check the curb. He probably breathed on it actually, because that would
melt it.
That would melt it a bit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'll lower it by an inch.
Yeah.
It's weird in the week that the fortnight that we've heard that Phillip Island doesn't pass muster somehow.
Yes.
We go to somewhere like Chang that. I'm not, I'm not saying anything about the sort of people who own the circuit, develop the circuit, but it didn't look like a modern. If they're saying they need,
I'm just waiting for you to use the word that you were using in private conversation.
Yeah, it looked a little bit like it might have had a few issues with the curbs, and maybe it didn't, fit in with what I think MotoGP are looking like they should be going to, because they're going away from Phillip Island, the most beautiful circuit in the world, because of the facility, right?
Yes.
So it hasn't got big enough garages, big enough tunnel to get the Arctics in, all that kind of thing. And yet this one looked kind of like it wasn't the biggest facility in the world. But hey, nobody complained about they complained about the heat, obviously. But I mean, all that regions, I've raced in Malaysia, Indonesia, and honestly, Jack, I cannot tell you, for somebody from the UK, maybe not.
Especially a pale-skinned Yorkshireman.
Oh, God. But all the Brits, Foggy, Hodge in the past, you go out to them places. I remember racing in Indonesia once, and it was 90% humidity, 90-odd degrees. It was just horrendous, right? You put your levers on, and you feel just claustrophobic, sweating before you even get near your bike. You get on your bike, you think, right, that's brilliant, because at least you're going to get a bit of airflow, right? You've got vented levers. You see every set of levers now we've got, even in this country, vented. And what you want is sit up at the end of the straight doing sort of, 180 miles an hour. You want that sort of, that whoosh of, it's like being in front of a heater. It's just blowing red hot heat at you. And awful. I don't envy him. Yeah, difficult conditions to ride him.
Incidentally, we lost Dia Toprak with a mechanical late in that race, but he did beat his teammate Jack Miller in the main race the following day.
For his first go, I think, for his first weekend on the bike, I think he acquitted himself pretty well. Remember, he beat his teammate, but that bike is right at the beginning of its development sort of period. It's brand new. Clearly, it's not an easy championship to jump into and run at the front. So for a first weekend, I thought Toprak did all right. I think, did you see the tuk-tuk?
Oh, yes.
The three-wheeler thing.
Wasn't that great?
That's brilliant. Sat there in
best
shorts.
part of the weekend.
I mean, I don't know how fast them things were going, but fast enough so you wouldn't want to fall out the side of it in shorts, right?
Yeah.
And not that anybody were taking it seriously. Go.
That was great, especially the swap over of drivers.
Yeah, Miller and
halfway
Top Rack
point.
winning, and
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
Miller
Yamaha
jumps in for his
winning.
go. Top Rack pushes him off and then dives in. Yeah, brilliant. We ought to have that everywhere.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that would mean transporting those vehicles around the world, which might become a bit of a problem, actually.
Yeah,
I hope everybody gets back all right.
Do you know what is going to be a bit of a problem?
Yeah.
And is a bit of a problem as we sit here less than a week after MotoGP, less than 4 days, is getting everybody back.
Yeah.
There's massive problems coming from all that region, all that far east.
Yes.
Most flights route through either Qatar, Bahrain,
Yeah.
or
Dubai.
Dubai. Yeah, generally, lots of airlines use that to as a sort of staging
Yeah,
point.
I've got a dear friend who's stranded in Sri Lanka right
Yeah,
now.
I've got a mate standing in Cyprus, although he is at an eat all and drink all you can hotel. So, and he does drink and eat a lot. So there's worse places to be stranded for my mate Jamie. But getting people back, I know Rob Mack's daughter and wife, she's a really high level tennis player, and she has stuck out in Saudi Arabia. She's been out for a big high profile kids competition.
Okay.
And they've just got back, luckily, but lots of flights cancelled. And actually, when you look at that going forward, it's kind of almost has a COVID feel. When you've got a 22 round championship from everywhere, all over the world.
Yes.
Yes. Well, it depends what
Yeah.
keeps on happening. And we're not here to judge in the Middle East. Things are happening in the Middle East. And that's going to potentially have quite a big effect on teams and staff and journalists and everybody else getting to where they need to be, I think.
Yeah.
Lots of flights, lots of equipment, lots of flight cases, lots of stuff, fuel, getting to where they need to be is potentially might be quite a big upset this year, depending what carries on happening in that Middle East region. Speaking of flying things, have you seen that there was a racing picture up there now? There's an RAF roundel and a picture of a Hurricane and a picture of a downed Messerschmitt 110 from World War II. The story is, right, during World War II, the Messerschmitt 110 came over during the Blitz, and it was shot down by that very chap and Hurricane in the top. All the info's there. Who was on the 110? They had a two-man crew, obviously one man in the Hurricane. And recently, in the last 5 years, the 110 was sourced. It was in a marsh somewhere down south, and it was pulled out by some historic aircraft recovery people. Sort of interesting that, really. Go and dig them out.
This is the fragment they've bequeathed you,
Yeah.
is it?
So they made a poster and all the information on what the airplane was, when it was shot down, who was on it.
Oh, so there's a multitude of fragments of aircraft.
Yeah, no, the fragment, the bit of alley is off the Messerschmitt 110, and the information is about what happened to that.
But what I
piece
mean
of-
is that there'll be lots of fragments being issued
Yeah,
in
the full
this
airplane
form.
down in the marsh. Yeah, but I love that. It's a sort of a tactile.
How did you
link
get to
with the
know
past.
about it and obtain it?
Mate of mine gave it me. He saw it at an auction and thought of me, and
Oh,
so it's gone up. I like that. I like the historical kind of link.
okay. So, but when I go for a little flight in your little aircraft outside, there
We hope
won't be
not
any
to
there
be
wont be any
ending up
danger of that.
10 foot down in a marsh, yeah.
Right. Good. There was a sensational finish to the Moto3 race, wasn't there? The 3,000ths of a second, even less than the days of BSB.
Yeah, brilliant.
Wow.
Depending what circuit you're at, that Moto3, I don't know, they've got sort of 50 or 60 horsepower, but because of that, slipstreaming is always going to keep people together a bit more than it ever will in the higher capacity, our higher powered classes. And Brits, I think,
Casey O'Gorman was almost in the top 10.
Yeah.
Just missed out on the top 10.
I think
And,
11th,
Scott, he was
O'Gorman,
11th.
I think
Scott Ogden was 12th.
12th, and I think 15th for Eddie O'Shea, I
Yeah.
think.
Yes.
Off the top of my head, I think
No,
that's how I
that's
did it.
right.
That's good.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the British boys are starting off well.
I think Casey O'Gorman, he'd been unlucky because it was supposed to be 2 years in front of this, but they started putting the age limit up.
Yes.
He was 1 year behind it
Yes.
every single time. So it's taken him a while to get into where he should have been 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But he's got some talent.
So that was the first MotoGP round. They and incidentally, that means Bezzecchi's won 3 on the trot because he did Portimao and Valencia last year.
Yeah, and been quick testing everywhere.
Yeah, and he was 5 seconds to the good, wasn't he, by the time they reached the finish line?
It just gone, hasn't it?
So, James, without further ado, we've reached that moment where we're going to welcome John McGuinness MBE.
Morecambe Bell End. That's what he said.
All the way from Morecambe, Mr. John McGuinness MBE.
Hey, John boy.
Come on, give me the photo,
man.
All right.
Yeah, take the view. Take a seat.
Oh,
hey, Sprouty's returned. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Hey, look at that.
There he is. That's his job.
Only friend I've got.
We've got to check you out.
I love a dog. Hey, I'd love a dog at home. Just not at home enough. Our place is screaming for a dog. But
well, I wasn't, but then he came up at a local farm and I knew his mum and dad because he were kind of yard dogs and he's just been brilliant. I won't be without him now.
Because I walk around at home and I have a bit of land and stuff, so I walk around and I've got, it's on your own, it gets a bit...
Oh, you'd love having a dog?
Yeah, it's a little fella. Just
you'd love having a dog. So, John, how you been?
Really good. I have to say, I get asked the same question, how's it going? And it's going really, really well. I don't know what else to say. It's going that good. It's sort of too good at the minute. I'm just in a right happy place.
Do you know what? We're gonna get into some odd stuff that we hope people don't ask you all the time. But do you know? I mean, I see a fair bit of you, loads of them chat shows, and I see other things. We always get on all right. I've loads of time for the way you steer your own little boat, and always have done, no matter what's been said to you. But actually, since I don't mean this in a bad way, since you stopped caring as much about what everybody says, you've been happy. I've never seen you happier.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good thing. I mean, I was always putting myself under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I know.
And when I was sort of at the sharp end, I was like, I wanted to win quite bad at the TT, and now it's a right strange position, isn't it? Because if you're in like the factory on the team, you sort of expected.
There's pressure.
Yeah, you're expected to win, really.
Yeah.
But it's very unusual that the team around me and the bosses go, doesn't matter where you finish, just go and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Which is, odd. So for me to go out and ride with that feeling, it's a really nice place. It's probably unusual, isn't it? It's got to be unusual.
Certainly unusual there because you're still going quicker than most other people even can go now, but yet you're enjoying it more.
I do really, really enjoy it. I want the other guys to beat me. Part of me wants them to come along and knock me off this stool, and then that makes the decision for me, really. I should really stop, but it's hard. I jumped on the bike. I went to Spain last week with Dean. We had a right good do, proper bombing round, and it wasn't with the team. We just went on a no-limits track day.
Yeah,
we took our bikes down to Manchester. We loaded them on them little stillages, threw a load of bits on the stillage. We had nothing. I didn't even have a spare dust cap. We just went to Spain and we were just winging it, me and Dean. Yeah, my little brother Kurt and Ewan come with me on the spanners. And, there's no stopwatch out. There's no clipboard out. Nobody's looking on the pit wall. We just went doing session after session. And, and I first rode the first day, I was like, oh, everything's, all of a sudden, all the muscles have been woken up again. And then day 2, just settled down. I went as fast as I've ever gone around Monte Blanco. So we're just on that same trajectory, if you like. Nothing. We're not going slower. We're not going faster, but we're just in a nice little sweet spot where it's acceptable to be on the track.
What's been amazing to me is how since you've sort of there was no announcement, but since it has become apparent that you're doing it because you want to do it and you love it, and you're still going quicker than most people are ever going to be able to go around the TT. But actually, people treat you different. You're more of a kind of, people want you at more things, right? So you get invited out to, these are just the stuff I want to know about, right? So Rossi's ranch. Rossi knows he ain't, he's dealing with MotoGP, ultra competitive MotoGP. And if he wants you there, not for that.
No.
Also MBE,
that
you never got in your time at the front of TT. So it's kind of weird what other people's acceptance of you now.
The job is slightly changing a little bit. My job, I've more ambassador stuff, which a lot of riders just don't want to do, which I get, really. I mean, sometimes it can be a bit not your type of thing, but I love talking about myself, I suppose. That's what so I love blowing wind up my hat a bit, but
Yeah.
Well, we've got the stories. You know, we've got all the tales from 3 decades. You know, 3 generations of racing.
Yeah.
So we was out in Dubai a couple of weeks ago, and on this CBR experience thing, and me and Dean were there. We were like fish out of water, really. We didn't have a clue what we were doing. We get on the aeroplane. We got some good seats because somebody else was, paid for it. The Honda job over there, they've put us on some nice seats on the aeroplane, proper hotel. We went riding with these guys on that Dubai autodrome circuit. So, and it's very. It's unusual now, but we found an Irish bar, as you do, which you would have done in mate. We found an Irish bar, then we found another pub, and we had some beers, and we just had a right good time. That's what racing's about for me. When it stops being fun, then I have to stop. But
is that part of what keeps you involved?
Part of it,
yeah.
I love riding the bikes, and like this morning, I got my WhatsApp message off Will from Alpine Stars with the UPS tracking number for my 2026.
Your kit's on its way.
Yeah, my 2026 suit's coming on Friday. So I will be stood looking out the kitchen window at the gate.
Waiting for your box.
Yeah. And when the UPS van comes out, and it's always a UPS delivery from Alpine Star, and I just know it's the box will be torn apart. And so that, stuff like that, I still buzz about that, still buzz about the bikes. I was over in Laos the other day because I had to take the bike back from the test, and we've got these new exhaust valves, this new exhaust on it. We're going to try this, and Dean's got his ideas with his bike, and he's going to go down like a hybrid route for his TT bike. So there's tons going on. We're not standing still. We're still pushing, but I want to see going back to the start. My job is slightly changing because I want Dean to win.
Yeah,
I love Davey Todd. I love all the guys. I have respect for them all, but I'd love Dean just to turn them BMWs over on the Honda brand because we're up against it a little bit. So we're working hard to try and beat them. So if we do, that's another box ticked in my world, and I want to see them back where they should be.
Are you still getting a lot of sort of respect and doffing of caps from current MotoGP people and World Superbike people? Because I know you if you look on your phone book, there's some been dead famous people in it, including Rossi rings you up sometimes, see how you're going on, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. We have a chat on the WhatsApp, but what they call it voice notes. Where
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit weird. Neil Hodgson does a lot of voice notes, and
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Greg
It's-
Haynes as well.
Yeah, it's good though, because you're not messing around.
Yeah.
Messing around
Because
because
a bad type, isn't it?
my grammar's rubbish. My English exam, I missed that because I watched the 600 TT in 1989. I thought I'll probably learn more watching this race than doing some grammar. So, which my mother was not happy about.
It worked though.
But I was there. It was in the morning. I was like, the ferry was like in the docks. I'm thinking, the old King Ori at the time, what it was.
Yeah, bear in mind that's less than a mile from your house.
Yeah, but I was already in the Isle of Man.
Right.
And my chemistry and my English exam was on this day. I thought, if I can get back in the morning, get that done, get back for the race. I thought, nah, I'll watch a 600 race. I think Brian Morrison might have won it on the Jelly Mold Honda.
Yeah.
So it wasn't great. But like I say, I have a good chat with Rossi. He's normal, just a good guy. He's just enthusiastic. And we talk about his car racing and one thing and another. Keanu Reeves, my mate. James Martin's a good mate of mine. Paul Oliver's a mate of mine. And it's just escalated. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, I was down at a Christmas party in a car showroom at another one of my sponsors called Joe McCarry, and I met Gordon Ramsay. And Gordon Ramsay comes up, and I'm like,
big lad, isn't he?
He's big.
Big lad, yeah.
But he's like a big hitter, isn't he?
Yeah.
So I'm super thinking I'm well out of my depth, you know what I mean? I went, oh, hello, I'm John McGuinness. I sort of race bikes and stuff. Oh, I know exactly who you are. And I watched you for years, and right, go crack, give me his telephone number, and
weird, isn't it?
he's my mate now.
Yeah.
He's a big hitter, so we can see if his pizza's any better than James Martin.
I'm going to say you're not going to struggle for anybody to eat, then, are you?
What about on James Martin's show? He made me a pizza. I said, I wanted steak and chips. Could have got the Domino's. Could have got the Domino's for a pizza. But it's. I have a lot of pinch myself moments, really. But it's surprising who is into bikes.
Yeah.
Everybody's into bikes. I think it's more probably frowned upon a little bit for them to say they like bikes because, the flip side of motorbikes is what we all know. You get hurt on them and worse. And, but I think they're still, deep down world bike. I think world bike fans.
Do you think with the TT thing, there's an extra little bit of kind of what's to say, kudos, or they see you as doing something that is way out there in terms of, people see short circuit races as a little bit mad sometimes, which they're not.
Yeah.
But do you think you'll get a bit more of that because of what you're doing?
I think now how people are more understanding it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of years ago, it was, the tabloids kicked it in the bollocks, didn't they, straight? If somebody got hurt, it was just all over the place, death. And this is, like now they see on the Hollywood side of it, the what we actually do, and you understand what we do, and we're not nuts. And I mean, I've done 50 odd thousand miles around there or something on every bike.
Yeah.
And if you're nuts,
you won't do that. Well, you won't survive that.
You never get through the bottom of Braille.
This is a point I try to put to lots of people who are from outside the motorcycling world who I just meet up with, and they instantly, when they find out what you're into, that TT, and they're bloody insane, they're mad and things, and it's trying to explain that actually they wouldn't last 5 minutes if they were. They have the most amazing ability to slow things down and be able to assimilate what's going on, and it's
thing.
Really clever.
It's a muscle memory timing thing, As long as the bike's in the right position on the road and you turn in the right position on the road at a certain speed, the envelope gets pushed when you're looking to win one. We're tweaking a bit and tweaking a bit there, but I have a bit. I'm really all right with everybody in the world, mate. I just see them. I don't care if they're worth £1 million or £2 or whatever. My fuse is a little bit shorter now with people that say stuff like that.
Yes.
I have a bit of a rant back at them and say, well, you're actually wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are pretty skillful at what we do, so it does piss me off a little bit when people say that. But I think there's definitely a north-south divider. I think up north you're more of a gladiator or
back in my time, just quickly, if you got good enough, if you were from the north and you got good enough at club racing, it was expected you go, in my time, 80s, you go to Manx. And if you did well at Manx, it was accepted that you go to TT. Whereas Southern riders, like people who were coming through, like Terry Reimer, it was, and they wouldn't ever have done TT unless they really wanted to do it. We were expected to do it.
Yeah, I think maybe it's closer to the ferry and it's a bit cheaper to get to the ferry.
Exactly. I think,
mean, but it was always on my radar. My dad was talked about the Reeds and Halewoods, they're all his heroes and stuff. So it's just natural progression for me.
Yeah.
And when my dad raced there in 82, at Derby, we watched the practice and that was me. I'm in.
Yeah.
But it's getting better, isn't it? People are understanding it more. And is it safer? I don't know. Are the tyres better? Probably not. I don't know. It's not. But it's still one of the only places where you can stand that close to a motorbike, and
there is
God may it continue. Because the world we're living in at the minute, we'll go down another rabbit hole with that one. But sometimes it's like the best kept secret in the world. But if you've got people going to it and looking at it and go, this is not acceptable, flying past people at 180 miles an hour. But it's the norm for us, isn't it? So it's like that. Do you tell the world? Do you not tell the world? Do you keep it secret, or do you? But we got this new movie coming out. There's a lot going on with this movie. I don't think they've really got a clue with these Hollywood fellas.
A lot of money going into it.
Yeah, I don't think you're just going to rock up at TT and book 20 hotels and have hundreds of people wandering around. I don't think the old Manx people. They won't get that job. But,
well, there's going to be a lot of them there this year. Where do you see this year going by way of a sort of racing preview? Now we've got you.
For me?
Yeah, and everybody. Where do you see it?
It's just going to be, at the top, it's going to be super strong.
Yep.
I would say the top four are the top four.
Yeah.
And I think I'm probably in that next four.
Yeah.
To a degree. I would love to see one of these guys take it to the top four. I don't see it. But there's some good machinery, there's some good riders. Todd is coming of age. Dean's they're in that Dean's in that sweet spot, that mid to late 30s. I think that's your prime at the TT.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of stuff wrong recently, to be fair. Predictions and stuff. I do my column in the Motorcycle News, and I'm like, I've just said a lot of shite there. The races come along, and I've gone, I mean, like the MotoGP.
That was obvious what we're going to say.
MotoGP, there's not a Ducati on the rostrum.
No, you wouldn't have had that.
For the first time since 2000 whatever. You wouldn't have had your last tenner on that, would you?
No.
So you just, but I love that.
I
love
really
that. I love being wrong.
Yeah.
But the TT, yeah, I mean, it's a bit, I get a bit like, I'm a bit goosebumpy now because it's
coming.
It's less than 100 days.
Yeah.
You know, we're off to Spain with the team on Monday and it'll be all hands, you know, to the pump, and it just comes round so fast. But I think we need some more more riders, you know.
I was going to ask you, where is the next generation coming from? You don't mature until later at the roads and especially at TT, like you said, but still need them slightly younger ones.
The Manx Grand Prix was strong this year. There's a couple of kids going around. A lad from Southern Ireland who's making his TT debut. You know, he went around 122. They're a long way off being right at the sharp end, but they've got to be in there somewhere. But we've got bloody hell. Terrible. Are you bad with names? Are you bad with, I can see his face. I don't know his name. And he rode with it. It was my teammate, Honda. He's gone to TT the first time. When Tom Neve got injured on the superbike, he replaced him. What's he called?
Oh, yeah, Northeasterner.
Northeastern kid.
Northeasterner, yeah.
I mean, he's going there as a newcomer. So, you know, but you've got to be patient. You've got to start here and you work yourself up. It's like an apprenticeship. You've got to serve your time, you know. So I worry about them. They're vulnerable. For a couple of years, they're vulnerable. But, you know, maybe Glenn Owen might go back. He's done a big U-turn and going back to Northwest. I knew he wouldn't stay away. His ego's like absolutely that big, isn't it? So it'd be everybody greases his balls up as soon as he gets to the Northwest 200. So, you know, about I get another sticker on his helmet. He's got 3. I'm bad with stickers on my lid, but he must have. He'd sell his dust cap, he would, if he'd get 100 quid for the dust cap. But I don't know. It's at the minute it's strong, isn't it? I think TT. Yeah, but where they're coming from. Got to want to do it. They've got to want to do it. You know, they don't need to be failing at this, then falling into it and thinking that's another.
They need to want to do it from the word.
Want to do it. Got to want to do it right from the start. And surprising, like something like David Todd, that young fella, and he loves riding on the roads. Loves it.
Yeah.
Armoy, he loves Armoy, he loves Scarborough, he'll have a ripper anywhere. So
when he was first getting into it, whilst having success on the short circuits. I must confess, I pleaded with him, being from exactly the same spot as me in the Northeast. I said, "Oh, Davey, man, it's going well on the short circuits. Why do you want you risk your neck doing this stuff?" But he was adamant. He loved it.
It's so hard to get that short circuit stuff's out of control, isn't it? The price of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can go to on the roads probably a little bit cheaper, and you like I say, with Toddy being a northerner as well, he's fell in with a few people from Ireland, and you know they'll give him a leg up, won't they? There's a few little
more than they will at short circuits.
100%. We'll cover tyres, and you get a free entry for Northwest, and then they'll give you a bolt, and you know, there's a bit.
You're encouraged a bit more, aren't you?
There's encouragement. And was when I did the first Northwest, you know, in 1994.
And me.
My bolt was free, my entry were free, and you know, I just put a few bits in the van and off we went, and. Wish I hadn't been asked. 30 odd years later, I'm still fucking lining up on the grid. Yeah.
Oh, you do. Have you still got your big field gun?
Yeah.
You might be needing that the way it's going in.
I haven't sorted that out. I'm going to Bahrain in the first week in April to the probably not now. But to Formula 1 Grand Prix because one of my sponsors is Salman, so he was the Crown Prince of Bahrain. So,
right.
So you know, just sort of drop that one in. You know, bit of a big hit to like, but just a proper, genuine motorsport fan.
I know.
So it's just he looks after us so well there. It's unbelievable. And then he's been a few times at TT, and I said to Michael Dunlop, I said, "Oh, can you just say hello to this guy?" Well, he didn't say who he was. You know, Michael's like, "Hey boy, you know whatever." I can't remember what he said. He's like a million mile an hour. And I said, "Oh, do you know who that was?" He said, "No, what does he do on an Indian restaurant down the road?" I said, "No, it's Crown Prince." Anyway, but I've still got the gun. Yeah, that was quite funny that because I got it for free. It's a long story, but it's 10 tons in weight.
10 tons of field gun that'll fire a shell that big.
Yeah, unbelievable. Bigger than that. It's 60 foot long when it comes out. Yeah. So when it's shut, it's like 30 foot long. It's an artillery gun. I want to put it in the woods. and then just have the barrel facing at the driveway in the gate. So when you come in, you go, oh, fuck.
How much room
When
have
the
you
little
got,
twat
Tom?
comes down to take my daughter out in his Vauxhall Corsa, I'll be like, you're having one of them if you don't behave yourself. I was at Darley dinner. One of the sponsors of the event, he's got loads of tanks and loads of armoury surplus stuff and that. So, and I was like, oh, you haven't got I want an aeroplane. I'd love an aeroplane at home. Or a train, something like that. I've got loads of room. Anyway, so I've got an artillery gun, you can have that. So I've got about 5 pints down there. Yeah, no problem, I'll have that. And anyway, rings him next day. I said, what? Do I need a trailer or come down in van? He said, no, you'll need a wagon. It's 10 ton.
Yeah.
We'll need a crane. I'm like, Jesus. So, my next door neighbour's got all his firm. So I'm in Scania, Beavertail. I've got my licence. I have to go and get it in Birmingham. Gets there, I'm like, thing's absolutely huge. The crane's on to the back. I've got no paperwork. People driving past going like that. He gets home, flicks the Scania into reverse, goes back up the drive, and it's like, dude, coming up the drive. She's just in the window. Becky's like, as I'm going past, she's going, it's a cool thing. I love it. Then piece of engineering. Yeah. It's all stainless.
Yeah.
I mean, epic thing. Accurate within, going to do some damage within 5 miles. So, yeah. So it's quite an interesting thing. Yeah. I've got all sorts at home, all sorts of nonsense. And
You've got an enormous number of motorcycles, haven't you?
yeah, I've got a few. Yeah. About
Is
80.
it 30? Oh,
About
how
80.
many?
About 80.
80
bikes, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, all sorts of bits. Yeah, some TT winners, some road bikes, some
Off-road stuff?
Yeah, a few motocross bikes. Yeah,
I'll tell you what else.
You started. Sorry, James. You started off-road, didn't
Yeah.
you? Wasn't that the origin? Was that your dad's influence? That
Yeah, my dad. Yeah,
It
my
was,
dad
wasn't it?
raced a bit. He had a bike shop, late 60s, early 70s. I was born in 72, so we had my dad had his a bit of a lock-up, like a bit of an old MOT in servicing, wheel and dealing bikes. Bit of a crook, my dad, bit of a bandit, It's funny. I've heard all the stories of my dad about what he used to get up to. And then every now and again I thought, that must be it. There can't be any more bad stories, you know what I mean? And then it'd be 2 years later, somebody will be in a cafe somewhere, like, oh, your dad sold me a bike in 1973, the bastard took the exhaust off here, it had an hole in its piston or something. I'm like, oh God, not another story. But like, my dad's my dad, and he's always your hero and your dad, and he's still going. Yeah. He's still pottering away, and but yeah, he put me on my motocross bikes, a little Italia Jet, then a Malaguti, then RM150 Suzuki. Did some of our local races up that northwest, and they were good times, some good mates in it, and but I was never any good. My dad was the worst motocross schoolboy dad in the world.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah. That's not going to help.
Constantly like, he's left me at a few races. He's left me. He'd be like, that was rubbish. I'm not paying for this one. I said, piss off, Dad, or whatever. And then I'd be like, go and see my mates, and then I'd come back in my boots and my pants, and there'd just be a square where the van was. That's a thumb of lift back from Dent or something, or thumb of lift back from Barra or something like that. But he was like proudest dad in the world. Went £1.50 plastic trophy was on dashboard of the old Transit or whatever. But yeah, he's a big part of it. And my mum. My mum, to be fair, mum's still ploughing away. She's biggest fan, but quiet biggest fan. My mum, she's all right. Never ever said anything about stopping.
What you shouldn't be doing, what you shouldn't be doing.
Nothing.
Yeah. Mine was the same, exactly the same.
Yeah, never. I'm going to say now, I think she has probably seen every single race, my TT race.
Really?
Yeah.
In person?
Yeah.
Or in person?
Yeah. Do you know, she never said she's coming either.
Really?
I never really, I talked to her, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Weird. I don't have that funny relationship. Some people talk to their mum every day.
Yeah.
Be a couple of weeks, how's it going? She'll just turn up at my house, or, whatever. And then she'll just be outside, and she'll come on an overnight ferry from Isham and be outside with a suitcase. All right, Mum, you got a brew, bosh. And then, and she'll sleep in camping with us. It's unusual for your mother to be never, ever had a crossword with my mum. Ever. And like she's like on about 114 starts. She's seen me set off on every one of them, yeah.
Good.
I've had a few cracking lines off her, like, make sure you don't go too fast, but make sure you win and all that. We've been solid and we all live together. Mum and Dad are not together, but my dad still tells me how to do it.
Yeah.
I'll watch it under trees. Might be a bit damp under trees, and Like, have you got your gear in right? I'm like, I've been at it a bit now, Dad. But, I like it. I like the bit of encouragement. My dad's just, he wasn't at the TT this year. Upset me a little bit, really. He never came, last year. Yeah, because he's a bit heavy, to say the word. A bit. I'm not going to call him lazy, but he's a bit immobile. He just needs to stop stuffing his face a bit and get moving a bit. But it's that's where it'll come from. Yeah, motocross. And when I got my first bike at 16, my AP50, that was,
Yeah, I was
flat out.
Because I want to say,
that was,
he's got a bike collection, but he's not just got race bikes. He has got an eclectic mix of stuff he used to want, he used to have. Because he's been on bikes, old school road bikes from being 16, which a lot of riders don't have now.
Yeah, I've got an AP50, TZI125, Kawasaki KR1S.
Kawasaki KRS was what I noticed you started out on.
Yeah, I started racing
in my Paul Bird Motorsport biog from 1990, I don't know, 6 or something.
I know the bike's history as well. I remember I got mine from the same shop in Preston. There's another bloke called John Walker, right? When I was an apprentice, he was the carrier, so he was odd carrier.
Right.
So John, I loved John because we used to go to work in I'll never forget it, a yellow Escort diesel van.
Yeah.
So me and John would be in the back, 2 brickies in front, apprentice and John, and we just like lay in the back, like on 3 bags of cement, like no seatbelts, nothing, you know what I mean? It was just like try and make yourself comfortable on a few bags of cement and whatever. And all 3 of them puffing away on, Benson and edges, just family would just be fucking covered in smoke and, you know what I mean? They'd be, did you
like travelling with Roger Harvey in his early days.
Them two are like, did he seat match and fucking Nottingham Forest against? I'm like, fucking bored out of my brains. But John would be talking about bikes. He had a bit of a scooter collection. He got a KO&S. So I love John to bits. Like, absolute fucking mammoth of a man. Big fucking beard on him and all that. But a gentle giant. Loved him to bits. And so he made my life easier at work because I wouldn't say I hated being a bricklayer. I just had nothing in common with anybody. Like bikes, you need something, don't you?
Yeah,
it's a long fucking day, innit? 8 hours lashing bricks in with just some knob who's not interested in what you're saying. I was the odd one out. But John was ace. And then one day we were in Blackburn, Shadsworth Industrial Estate, working for Ascom Construction, building an industry unit. But he had a bit of a short fuse, John, so forklift truck gave him a bit of lip, fucking, he just opens the door, drags him out, fucking, fills him in, job gone, John's job was gone. I was gutted. But he had a KO&S and that bike came up for sale about 15 years later, that bike. So John had swapped it eventually for a car with the car dealer. The car dealer said, I've got a KO&S here. No idea what it is. Do you want it? Want 1,600 quid for it. I'm like, okay. At the time, I'm like, that's a fortune. But I went to see it's John's bike.
And how did you find out
5,000 miles from you. Because he had John Walker on logbook. Whole logbook. So that's John Walker. So I got in touch with John. So that's your bike, innit? Yeah, I swapped it for a Corsa or something like that.
Yeah.
And it still had the original tyres on it, 5,000 miles on. So an absolute gem. So that's in my collection. So yeah, I've got all the bikes I grew up with. And I've got an RM125 Suzuki. I got a 1987 RM125 because I used to get our bikes off Crooks. Remember?
Crooks Suzuki,
Crooks Suzuki at Barry. Yeah.
Barrow and Furnace, yeah.
My dad was big mates with Crooksy.
Good
so
people,
there's a bit of dealing. Martin's still going, Martin Crooks.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was Eddie Crooks originally, wasn't it? Martin's his son. Yeah.
It's like if you should go to the shop.
They've still got a lot of Suzuki's page.
It's like
still got
Badgers.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Have they?
Yeah, for the old stuff. Yeah, bought stuff for that from them. Yeah.
I love the way when we were the first place we diverted to was Witt's lovely little office where he's got lots of pictures up, and then there's a lot of pictures on there of you guys. You just knew all the people in those pictures, and
John knows a lot of people.
Yes.
Yeah. Really good at
identifying everybody in these group shots. And things, so
all good characters.
Hesitation.
That one picture, with Dean Ashton, there's Too Tall Tell, there's Jim Moody, there's
Simon Beck.
I mean, I rode past Simon's tragic accident on 33rd milestone. I was on my 500, 2-stroke twin, and he'd got, I think Ian Duffers had fallen out caravan or something like that, and he replaced him on an RC45. And he went off the side at 33rd. But Simon was a Preston lad, like animal, like.
Big lad, wasn't he?
Yeah, proper bloke. And his dad, Stan, Stan, had always been by his side. So, big fucking Stan. I remember first time I went to Macau in 1998. So we're going from the Irish bar back to, I don't know, been in some fucking...
Yeah, for those who don't know, Macau's a road circuit out in the Far East, Macau, near Hong Kong, and it's it's a serious race, but it's actually a good holiday as well, isn't it?
Brilliant.
For bike races.
Well, the racing gets in the way of a mint holiday. So,
Yeah.
So 3 days of party and 3 days, and then we used to go to Thailand as well, which was epic. But 1998, I'd never been on a big airplane, me. So 98, we're off to Asia. I'm like, what's that? No idea. So like, big jumbo jet. It was me and Brains, Marco Woodage, who's
we still know. Yeah.
Bradley Ray's crew chief. So like, I remember Dean Ashton was sat next to us. Dean's like, "Oh, what are you two lads doing?" He didn't have a clue who I was.
Yeah.
He said, "Are you going?" I said, "So Brent, we're going backpacking. We're going to go around here and all that." Like, Dean's got a lamb racer and all that.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
Dean wasn't a bad rider. Dean was a whole lad. He was all right.
Yeah, good round Scarver.
Yeah,
Decent pedal up on it. Yeah, there's a lot of respect for Dean. I'm not taking piss at all, but like off we went playing. And I thought going back to Simon Beck's story, he was around a Bimotor, I think.
Yeah.
Bimotor. Him and Dennis Winterbottom, he was from around here. So they're on these Bimotors, but we've been to some club or something. I'm on the way back to the hotel. There's only one bridge going from Tapai Island back to Macau. So we're in this Toyota, I'll never forget it, big square diesel smoke puffing taxi. Fucking little Asian fella driving it. And we're halfway across. Simon Beck just got the handbrake and went like that. And he just rived the whole lot out of the floor. And he went to the top. All cables and everything ringing out. It's a big hole in the floor. This car went, stopped. Simon went, all right. Chucked him some Hong Kong dollars, got out of the car. Fucking little fellow going absolutely apeshit. I'm in back like that. Yeah. No, they were good times, yeah. We had some fun, but yeah, I was on the rostrum that year. Michael Rutter won, Simo was second, I was third on 500, yeah. So.
500 twin?
500 twin, I was riding Joe Miller's. I remember Joe Miller.
Yeah.
Joe Miller, 500 GP. Had that team, a lot of riders coming through in, McManus and Jeremy McWilliams and Scott Smart.
Yeah.
Rutter rode from in the 500 GPs, yeah. So I just...
I like the way your eyes lit up when you saw that little MBA that's parked up in there as well.
Oh, there's
cute little things.
Yeah, I mean, a little
quite
intricate little
gem,
work on it. It's the twin with the two pipes the same length, and it's disc valve, isn't it?
Yeah, disc valve. Carbs sit on side. Yeah, they're quite wide if you look at how wide the carbs are, because they've got cylinders side by side, disc valves, carburetors.
I love my bikes. I did 3 back-to-back chat shows a couple of weeks ago with Horst Seiger. Did Switzerland, Austria, Germany, and we're going down this fucking road in the mountains, middle of nowhere, somewhere near Liechtenstein. And so we're going to go to. My mate's got a collection of bikes, right? All right, nice one. No idea. It's like this concrete bunker in the middle of nowhere. Pulls in the thing, goes through the door. Harold Bartle's in there. You know Harold Bartle?
Love Harold Bartle.
So I'm like,
one of the best engine two-stroke tuners ever.
Yeah,
unbelievable. Yeah,
so Harold Bartle's in there. I never met the bloke, but
legend.
Straight away, I'm invested instantly because I want to know what the far end of a fart, because he got them TZ125s going good with Darryl Barton. Darryl Barton rode for him, didn't he?
Mr. Two-stroke.
I didn't know he built the last KTM two-stroke.
Yeah.
So anyway, loads of fucking banter about cylinders, this, that, Hans Hummel conversation, TZs, rah. First bike I see is the last of them KTM 250s. I was like, where did that come from? It's like I'm immediately like, and he's telling me how he'd offset the cylinders. It's a parallel, isn't it? Reverse cylinder.
Yeah.
He says, because they also need to be the same length, and he's going about this, he's showing me that and that. Wow. Yeah.
But it's disc valve, isn't it?
Disc valve.
Yeah.
Is it disc valve? Yeah, disc valve, but parallel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, engines like...
Tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
110 horsepower or something.
Yeah. Over 100 horsepower out of a 250.
It's just this, then there's this bike, then there's that, then there's a KTM MotoGP bike, then there's an RG5. Yeah, I mean, I'm autistic, aren't I? We all are.
Yeah.
If I'm interested in something, I'm in. If I'm not interested, you've got point one of my attention. I don't mean it rudely, but if I'm not interested, I'm out. Do you know what I mean?
No, we're all on the spectrum.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I've got a deeply autistic son, and my wife says this is maleness all the way through from where Ludo is to you're all you guys are on that.
It's not a bad thing,
somewhere.
is it? I don't think it's a bad
it's
thing.
not.
I'm not fighting it, Paul. We're not flipping, beating. You know what I mean? It's just just weird.
Into summer, don't we?
Like weird little system of motorbikes.
There's something I've just remembered, John. I've got to.
I love this, Jack. Handwritten down.
Yeah, this is highlighted.
All the little bits highlighted.
The great man. I can't remember when you gave it to me, mate. And it says, Jack, come and visit Morecambe.
I have the keys to the town. I'll even buy you your lunch. I know I'm a northerner, but I will pay for it. me and Becky would love to see you. And there is the fabled McGuinness signature and Becky's signature.
And his number.
And what was then his mobile phone number.
And a couple of kisses.
And a couple of kisses.
Yeah. Where's that from?
I can't remember. I'm
It's
sorry.
pre-2012. So look, because that's... she's a Langley there. She's a McGuinness now, you see.
Okay, so
Langley,
pre-2012.
before I was 40.
I would put it way back then.
Yeah,
And
it's a while ago.
I'm fascinated that I just never throw anything away, so I still am.
It's good though, isn't it? That's cool stuff. I've got... Honestly, if you come to my house, and you're welcome to come, even though I've invited you for the last 20 years or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not... But I have like drawers full of that. Like every year Becky puts like a thing together, every timesheet, every morning warm-up. All that
Yes,
stuff.
yeah.
And you've got one then. Now you don't get it, it's all TSL, which is lovely. But like then you went to the office and you got
And you got your timesheet.
timesheet,
Yes,
yeah, and it had everything in it.
I've
so-
got tons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got loads.
Yeah.
And every now and again I'll just pull one out and then some old portfolios you call them. When you're like begging for sponsorship. I had a few of them lying around, but
But it all tells a story.
yeah.
Like a picture. That all tells you can, and that'll
Yeah.
bring back a, you know, if you see a timesheet, I can remember the day.
Yeah.
I can remember what.
I can remember it, yeah.
You know,
Just brings that memory, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember, I
Yeah,
was on
yeah,
that, with Kyle Harrison
Yeah.
600, I slid off that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's 100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool,
those images you've framed and got up in your office now, I mean, each one of them tells it. So, like that one where you're taking out Rob Mack when John
Yeah,
said,
but-
oh, look,
That went
that's...
down well. Was that S's on it? Mallory?
Mallory Esses, yeah. That was a punter shot.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it?
A
That
guy
was
came
an
to see me
amazing
at a
thing to
meeting a year
capture.
after.
Yeah.
He said, and he mentioned the incident, and he said, I got a shot of it just from the Esses. That's
I tell you what,
just
that's
a punter with an old-fashioned camera.
That's-
Click, just when I'm flipping, losing the front.
That's a hell
Yeah,
of
it was a bit,
that's a hell of a shot.
It didn't end up well.
No.
The move was slightly enthusiastic, wasn't it? A little bit.
Yeah,
bit
well,
late.
yeah.
It was never going to happen, was it? But
Yeah,
it was all right. Yeah. Well, he'd have been all right, wouldn't he, Rob?
He was ready for retiring anyway.
He just finished the job off. Fast orange. YZF 750.
Yeah.
Cool sponsor, wasn't it? Little weird hands on the side.
Yeah.
You used to give it away, didn't you? Like,
Good
unclean.
stuff.
Unclean,
Good
yeah.
stuff,
I just
yeah.
bet you still got some somewhere.
It's dried out. I've got a big tub of it, but it's all gone dry. Yeah.
Can't beat small figure though, can you?
No, well, I think I'm back on it.
I got the look. I've got a John McGuinness Paul Bird Motorsport biog from about '96, I think, something like that.
I think it's
You're aged 23.
yeah, probably
6th of
97,
April,
is it?
nice.
On Aprilia. I'd love that.
Yeah, it's an Aprilia.
Aprilia,
Yeah, good thing that.
97, 1997 that would be. It's a great year actually. That's the year I haven't won many British Championship races, but 1997 Knockhill I won the 250 race. When you get the full gentleman set, Paul fastest lap, won the race. But to be honest, I was dropping a bit of time to Wolsey Coulter. Wolsey passed me at race. Wolsey was a hard bastard.
Good rider, Wolsey.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Fucking, you never knew. He was going to come through at some point, but you didn't know how. If we were going to be, we didn't know if there was going to be exhaust pipe hanging offside at 250 or a bit of bodywork missing or something.
Do you know he was an amazingly affable man when quite late in his career.
He's one of the most talented riders ever, but the most unorganised, laziest. Like if he'd applied himself.
Yeah, I agree.
He used to do stuff on 250s. I mean, he was 1998 250 British champion.
Yeah.
Running for Padgets. Yeah.
Is that the one you took in bits to?
Yeah, to Daytona.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Is that the bike?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Again, me and Brains,
And they took it and luggage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody had an engine in the bag. Somebody else had a pair
stripped the whole bike. Stripped the whole bike. Took it in hand luggage. Yeah. We built it in the room. Built it in the motel room on Daytona Beach somewhere. But we didn't realise.
How did you fit the wheels in?
What?
You carry them. You
carry
put them in bags. You carry them.
Yeah. Wrapped them up. Just wrapped them up. Just cellophane them up.
And
But Neil Richardson did the same. There's a lad from.
I've seen people do it before.
Yeah. 3 or 4 of us took bikes and hand luggage. I think Gavin Lee did it and a few others. But they were like coming round and were like, oh, is that the Aprilia chassis? Oh, yeah, there it is. And then they were like, oh, that's Honda bits. That's not ours. And oh, that's ours. And but you had screwdrivers and everything. The fucking hole. We had everything, spanners and everything in there. Brains had a load of tools and torque wrenches and everything in the top. Yeah, we just went as winging a prayer. Birdie come out. Birdie turned up a bit later. But we did before Daytona, there was the club CMCR races. Yeah. So we did them and Honestly, we had a great time. It was absolutely class. But what we didn't realise, we built the bike in the motel room, push it down the corridor, and went to get it in the lift. It went too long, wasn't it? Doors wouldn't shut. So we had to get the bike, lift it up. So we went down lift, went way like that, and then door on, and there was like woman behind reception's like, what the fuck are you doing? But it absolutely great. Had a big crash on the bank there.
Did you?
Yeah, where you know Sheen had his famous crash.
Yeah.
It's called it the tri-oval. Tri-oval, yeah.
Tri-oval,
It's like a not stop round, is it? I'm just going into like turn one. Bam, bam,
See.
yeah,
Yeah.
shut throttle. Bam, bam.
Yep.
Massive eyesight.
Yeah.
They had some really good fuel out there, that 124 octane leaded fuel. It was like fucking take the fucking skin off you. So like
That really good fuel. It'll take the skin off.
yeah. You lift drum, you're like,
Yeah.
out. So like, I'll tell you what, we'll give it a bit more compression. Frames are like, we'll give it.
We can get away with it. Yeah.
Like a bit more good, better octane. The thing was like absolutely flying. It was a heat race actually because you didn't do qualifying like we did a heat race which give you your position on the grid. So I'm like line second, I think behind Rich Oliver, he was beating. He was so fast. It's like straight through the screen. I'm like fucking. Yeah, you know, it never damaged bike, never even broke screen. Just went and then just.
There's not a lot to it there, is there?
It just
you're going fast.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been going 130 mile an hour.
Probably, yeah.
I never realised the Daytona bank was triangular. How do you?
Yeah.
What does that?
Straight
what
back
happens
straight.
through the?
No,
Yeah, but
so-
what happens through the bends? Are they quite gentle? The bends on
No,
the
so what you've got an infield.
They'd have to be.
You
quite
got
sharp.
start and finish infield, then you go onto one of the actual bankings. You go off the back straight off that banking onto a straight, little chicane down the back, onto another big sort of 180 nearly, but it ain't just quite 180. And then you're onto a straight with a slightly bank, not quite as much as the bigger corners, where it's just flat on most things.
It's like that.
And that's called the tri-oval.
So you got round and then
and
like that.
So
Yeah.
banking,
Yeah.
Like that,
chicane, banking, and then this tri-oval, then the infield. And it's the fastest of the banked corners.
yeah.
But you're going then on to the infield. Where if you went straight forward, you'd be on the oval.
Just go slightly on side at time and you're like rev a bit hard on the side there. Then you just, but it was a really tricky corner. You brake and trail all the way into like turn one, but it was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely, honestly, I did it 4 times. I won it twice on 250.
Yeah.
Old Birdie, bless him. You know, like fucking Birdie. I mean, I wouldn't be sat here now if it weren't for Birdie. He carried the trophy in his hand.
Yeah.
Full on American tacky, like angel, fucking, like winged.
Yeah.
Stars and stripes, flag, everything. He's like, he's on the plane with it.
Yeah.
So is that absolutely brilliant.
So you were twice second at the Daytona 200 corner, 250, 99 and 2000.
One of them, I finished second in the race to Luis Lovato. You know Carlos Lovato?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Your brother.
But he was cheating. He got the flick from the result and I got the win. But whatever you want to call it, in afterwards.
Oh,
Did all the
really?
podium ceremony. I remember Birdie was fucking not happy.
Oh, well,
Birdie was fucking grumpy when I finished that. He expected me to beat him. To be honest, I was a little bit disappointed. No, I did win it in 2000. But
How was he cheating?
I can't remember. It was something to do with the exhast.
Right, just technical.
Yeah, he had a
Right.
long exhaust that went past the back of the bike.
Yeah.
Must have been a power thing. But I as a rider, deep down, I don't think he deserved to get.
Yeah, well,
I think
yeah.
You know, as a rider, I thought,
You take
know what?
it, but you think,
Yeah, I take it. Took the dollars and that. But
yeah.
when I did win it, I don't know if it was the same when you did it, but you used to go. They called it contingency money.
Depends what stickers you got.
Yeah, stickers.
Yeah.
So if you put a sticker on your bike,
200 quid for that.
yeah,
and you got
$500. Yeah. So
$500 for that. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it used to be these little folders, and you'd root through and you go, pull a form out with the sticker on it. You filled your form in, give it to the organisers, put your sticker on the bike, and then at the end of the race,
$500. It depends where you finish.
so you go back with your result sheets, and they'd be like,
Give you a load of money.
load of dollar.
You can
I
see
had
why
elf-
John liked Daytona.
I had elf sticker on here, that sticker there, Dunlop sticker on there.
So
Dunlop
which-
sticker on here.
which of those?
I won about $6,000 And at the time,
Which of those years did you get promoted to the win then? 99 or
98, I think.
2000?
98, I finished second, but won it afterwards. And then I think 2000 I won it, or 99 or 2000 I won it.
Yeah.
And I went back on the superbike in 2005 on the AIM bike, which was a disaster. Yeah,
Yamaha.
Disaster. Yeah, no, it was AIM Yamaha, but he had some Kawasaki's from the year before.
Did he?
So I rode the Kawasaki there before the Yamahas were ready. But then he put it on the shit track. They put it on that real short one.
Yeah.
They didn't use the NASCAR 3 and 4.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same.
Well, it can't be,
Well,
can it?
that Ben Spees had a blowout, didn't he, or something? And the Dunlop's tyres were exploding because of the speed of them.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just what, and the tyre was like a bowling ball, so the infield was just no grip.
Yeah.
But I didn't enjoy the 2005. I struggled a little bit there, but the 250 years were epic, yeah. They were spewing. The Americans were spewing. When I beat them, they were livid. I could go into loads of details. Could be here for hours, but I remember winning it, and Mike Barnes, Chuck Sorensen was second, Mike Barnes was third.
Yeah.
So they had their whole interview, and when they were talking, all the American journalists were like listening to it, and one was moaning about his tyre had gone off and all this shit. I'm like, Birdie was sat in corner. I'm like, then they come to me and, well, John, and I said, oh yeah, I really enjoyed that. And all journalists went, stop, put the pens down. I'll never forget that. And I was like, chatting away, I was like, yeah, it was great, and the bike was really good. And I looked and they had no interest. I looked everyone around the room, I went, come on, Birdie, fuck it, let's go. Just got the trophy, gone.
We better get some questions.
I was going to say,
some questions here.
we've got quite a few questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire them at me. Come on, let's have some interesting ones. Specs are on.
It says at the top, it says, wait till you need them, for fuck's sake.
I went for an eye test actually a couple of weeks ago. A bit worried about it. Yeah, just sort of over winter, just gone off a little bit.
Yeah, but they won't do.
Distance?
That's all.
Distance.
No,
it's
reading off. I put some plus.
No, you need them for
the
readers.
£1.50 from
But you can
pound
get
shop.
them from
Yeah,
Pound. You can get them from Poundland. They're great.
But I went for an eye test.
Yeah, they won't do
and
your eyes in the
They
hammer.
said they're all right.
No.
They said they're all right. I said, well, they're not the same. Well, there's your 20/20 vision. They don't get it. And then they're like, what do you do for a job? And I thought, oh, here we go. Because when he started talking about I'm doing 180, 90 mile an hour, I could see her face. She's like, I thought, just let's go, forget it. So and they give me some plus 0.5 for vision on a prescription. And I tried to wear them, but it's not.
No, you don't need prescription, mate. Really.
No.
Just go to
Just the pound
Poundland and get them. Honest. That's all you need.
Come on, give me a question.
Chris Lamas, or Lamas, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Do you think the current outright lap record of 136.358 at the TT will get broken again? And who do you think will break it?
It's definitely going to get broken again.
Yeah.
When is another question. I think it has to be the perfect weather, perfect practice week, tracks rubbered in, and you need two lads at it. You need two of the top guys at it, hammer and tongue, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be very hard to come out of the traps and break the lap record from a standing start. Mid 35s from a standing start's possible, but to go high 36s on a standing start would be hard.
Yeah.
So it need two riders, I reckon, to be going at it on the last lap, because the last lap's the only flying lap. A lot of times when I did the first 130, it was slowing down for the pits, but I'd done the damage. I had a big lead, so I could just ride around to my pit boards. So you need that.
You need everything to happen at once. It needs to be two people going at it, so they've got to go quick, and it needs to be perfect conditions. People need to be. You have to have a pretty clear run at it, and needs to be last lap. It's the only time you're either not starting or coming in.
Yeah.
Well, that's my thoughts, and I've been wrong a lot. But Hickey was on for an outright lap record, wasn't he, when he fell off at Ginger Hole?
Yeah,
he was travelling on, but you've got to get to the checkered flag. So who's going to do it? Maybe Dunlop on Ducati.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows? Is he on a Ducati? Who knows? If he's on a Ducati, he'll have BMW in the background, and a Honda, and a Suzuki, and everything else, won't he?
Yeah, he will. In the van.
They'll be all just pulling bikes out the back of her. It's no good, that one. I'll have a go on that one this time.
The second question, I hope that answers your question, Chris. Second question is from Lynn Barlow. Apart from winning the TT, what is your favourite memory of the TT and why?
Oh, great question. Probably when you get off the bike and go into winner's enclosure, maybe. 2007 was special.
Yeah.
Because my mum and my dad were there and Ewan was only a toddler. Maisie wasn't born at that time, but something always sticks in my head. Like Murray Walker was in tears in the corner.
You just done first 130, hadn't you?
Yeah.
Murray Walker was in tears.
Murray Walker was stood there, yeah. He was
Bless
like
him.
crying. I was like, I said, fuck, what? Has he fallen over or something? I thought, it didn't make sense, do you know what I mean? Like, why is he crying? Is he all right? And so I'd always make a point to go and see Murray, and I got quite pally with Murray. He sent
Lovely lad.
Great bloke.
Yeah.
I've kept him with the emails.
Yeah.
He sent me loads of emails like good luck and
Yeah.
when I signed for the Norton thing that went a bit wrong on that. But
Mate.
they're really lovely emails, but with some quite
They're passionate about bikes.
yeah,
Yes.
intelligent words in it as well. So
Yeah.
like, I'm shitty. I never write emails. I don't phone or WhatsApp man because I'm embarrassed about my grammar. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm shit. You got that is it Chat GB?
Yeah,
Does it for you now?
GPT, yeah.
But like Murray's, they're always lovely.
Yeah.
You know, lovely like emails. But he was crying there and I thought, fuck, I better go and see him and that. And he's like, oh, that was amazing. He said, I witnessed the first 80 miles an hour lap, 90 mile an hour, 100 miles an
really?
hour lap. He
Yes.
said, never ever thought I'd be alive to see the first 130.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was
Wow.
quite special for
Yeah.
me, you know what I mean? So there's loads of little trinkets like that that are really nice memories. Obviously, when you're on the track, everything's coming at you, you're concentrating like mad. Is it fun on the bike sometimes? Sometimes not. You just, it gets a point where you there's that much going on, you can't enjoy it. But when you get off it and, everything sort of runs out of you, that adrenaline, that's they're really nice memories. Yeah.
James Robertson.
James Robertson Justice, famous British actor.
It says, is there a place for the standalone superbike class now? The super stocks are generally considered for most people as good or not, if not faster. Question 2, which is a bit of a long one, is this. Would John like to see an ultimate lightweight class like the old 250s or just bring back the 250s? Any plans to run his own team like Pete and Davey? How does he handle the bumpy section from Ginger Hall to Milltown? It's all right, we're nearly getting there. John is an absolute legend, and there are thousands more questions that this excitable man, James Robertson, would like to ask. Also, keep up the great work, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, pick that one apart.
What was the first bit?
Is there a place for a standalone superbike?
I think so.
There's only 3 or 4 of you can actually
I
ride them
think
things
so.
properly.
But it's still a superbike.
Yeah.
Slick tyres, big brakes, big
Yeah.
power. People love things that go fast.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, F1 cars. Nobody watched a GP2 race. Might be a better race, but they'll all come back to Grandstand and it's same in MotoGP, and Moto3 race is probably the best race of the day.
Yeah,
They'll all come back and watch it. So I love them. I still love them pinnacle superbikes. And you're right, the Stockers, the ultimate lap record is on a superstock bike. Pete has a lap record.
135, 358,
Yeah. And 36, isn't it?
Under 36, 3, yeah, you're right.
36, yeah. I was in that race. He passed me at just over Aggo's Leap. And I'm going to go down another rabbit hole now. I loved it.
Yeah, I know, you've
I
said
loved
that to me.
I don't know why. I
For
was
a
like,
rider.
God, Peter, fucking
Yeah.
mate. And
Yeah.
fucking sun was shining. I was loving what I was doing. I was in my little zone.
And you know it were coming, probably.
Yeah, but so nice that they probably go, oh, John, silly old twat, giving me a bit of room. They'll give me a lot of respect, pass me and all, which is great. I'm not really holding them up because I'm still not going bad myself. And I just followed him, and I've watched that on board, trying to learn a bit. I think he's not doing much different. It's just a little bit and a little bit there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I keep superbikes in, for God's sake. I know they're expensive and all that lot, but let the good guys ride them properly. And I love my superbike. I really do. And let's not ban thousands for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Keep the speeds going. And a 600, if it's a 600, all on 600s, a hybrid fancy 600, it wouldn't be the same. And the end game's still the same. You have to bust your balls on a 600 to win a
Just
600
the same,
race.
yeah.
Yeah, you're scratching your tripes in.
Yeah.
And if a 600 comes in crowd,
He's still doing the same. Yeah.
the end game's going to be the same, innit?
Yeah.
That was the first bit. What went about?
Would you like to see 250s back?
Yeah, I'd love to see 250s back. It's not going to happen because, it does happen in the classic TT, doesn't it? But the harsh reality of it is they're all tired.
Yeah.
They're all worn out. I mean, I did a lap on mine at the classic TT. Loved it. grinning from ear to ear. But on the flip side, I was gutted because I couldn't ride it like I rode it when I was like that.
Yeah.
I just belly's in way. It breaks my heart. Do you know what I mean? I remember being on that bike. I was just part of it. I was wrapped around it. You know, when your leathers weren't the same. Airbag suits, big elbow protectors. You can't get tucked in the same. Like you know.
I remember you telling me something that I remember from my two-stroke days. Two-strokes are a little bit like you've almost got to cuddle them. There's no set where you know your bike, and every day is different with jetting, conditions, and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And you said to me, you can tell straight away, that race, you tell me about a racing art, man. You said, as soon as I got half a down rail, I knew that bike was going well.
Yeah.
You can just feel it. And
that was my first win now.
Yeah.
I remember going through the bottom of the rail and the thing was howling. Singing, yeah. But they're going, do you know what I mean? They're going. They're pushing you from behind, do you know what I mean? Birdie said on the grid, he said, now, mate, it's fucking now or never.
Yeah.
Not badly, not in a threatening way.
Yeah.
He said, mate, this is
You've
your
got everything.
best bike. This is like, get it done, basically. I thought, all right. I was like, I went vroom, through the bottom of the rail. I thought, fucking thing was hauling.
Yeah.
I knew them inside out. You could feel it. They're connected to your skeleton, aren't they?
Yeah, two-strokes.
Two-strokes, yeah. So I'd love to see them back. I'd love to see a full grid of 30 of them going around. It'd be ace, wouldn't it? You know, could there be a grid of them 400s? Well, they are, you know, they're sport bike things. Like them little Kawasaki 400s.
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be ace, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be ace if all of us picked a key out of a flipping...
We've had a question we've actually had a question from a viewer who says exactly that. Why ain't there any sort of higher profile picking the keys out of an app?
Yeah, well, we're all contracted to manufacture.
Yeah.
You know, they've got it right now, haven't they? The GSXR 750 is allowed in with 80% throttle. The Ducati's allowed in. It's brought all the manufacturers back in. Yeah,
Save the class.
You know, R9s, the R6s. It's not good for us.
No.
Honda, the brand, we're struggling a bit, but you know, we need that. A super sport race is always a great race, and you can see more bikes in it. But I mean, it'd be nice if a Honda did a 400, Yamaha did. We all did the same. They all made the exact same power.
Yeah.
We just picked a key out of that. That would be a right hoot, wouldn't it? Be a good race. Might be a bit boring to watch, but it wouldn't be as a rider. You'd be laughing your bollocks off. And in mass start, imagine a mass start. Yeah, I'd love to see it. I mean, I cut my teeth on them. I learnt my trade. Them two-strokes. And like you said, you need a young kid on one now, you know, do they understand them? You know what I mean? You needed to understand them. The kids now probably don't, you know. But it's a great way to progress because my trajectory went on that 125, 250, then 600, you know, like now you've got to ride someone that's fast. You've got to ride someone fast, straight away, yeah. So I will 100% with stay involved in the sport. 100% stay involved in the...
Well, this is a question of would you run a team like Davian?
Well, your man's question there, would I run a team, manage a team? I'm not clever enough managing a team. I don't think I could... I'm disorganised. I have to be told what to do. It's like, can you come on this day at that time? Yes, I'll see you there. All the rest of it, I'm out, you know, organising whatever. I got a mass sense of pride when Dean won them two Superstar races. I really did. Yeah. And you know, people look at it and go, well, probably don't get it. But for me, to see Dean win them was
and you played a part in that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm sure I did. And I don't know what Dean thinks, but like me and Dean,
he's a good lad, isn't he?
Love Dean to bits.
Yeah.
Like you cannot. He's salt of the earth.
You can't dislike him.
Not to like him.
He'd get a shovel out and give you an hand.
Yeah.
You know, like kids, other people, no chance. You know what I mean? If you're on side of M62 and it's -5 and you got to change a wheel on your truck, he'd be there.
Yeah.
Not a problem. I mean, I just sold a motorhome actually a few weeks ago, and I picked him up when we were going to Spain. Picked him up from ferry because like anybody at Alaman, our house is like the drop-off zone. Because they're on the ship ferry at 2 in the morning. So, you got in and you have a brew. So I've got to stay up till like 1 o'clock in the morning, which I don't mind. But like Dean, I picked him up from the ferry terminal. The receptionist going, so I'm starving. And all that. Well, yeah. I said, you couldn't do us a little favour, could you? He said, well, you couldn't service this motorhome for me, could you? They were absolutely freezing stuff, you know. He's laid.
He's a good mechanic, wasn't he?
Straight away, mate. He said, have you got we've got an old jacket and some old shoes because he had some pumps on. So I gave him some old gear, straight underneath it, head to toe and shit, done. And like I can do it, but like he just
He's a good mechanic.
good mechanic. Yeah, I
Great
understand.
mechanic is Dino.
Yes, so he's straight on it, changed that for me. But team manager side of it, I have to work with the right people. I have to enjoy it. I don't want any hassle anymore. I've had all my stress and one thing or another. I just want to go and enjoy it. But I want to see just racing in this country survive.
Flourish, yeah.
Yeah, flourish. And I'm worried about it. I'm worried. I went to France last weekend. I've just been to a show in France, Lyon show. And you got there, it was free to park. If you produced a motorcycle license, it was €10 cheaper to get in. What an incentive. Indoor supercross, indoor trail, tons of stuff for kids, families everywhere, range of 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds. You got a NEC and it's, or whatever way if you want to roll it in glitter, whatever way you want to talk about it, we're in a mess. So, but I love the sport and the industry and everything. I will definitely stay involved in it. And, if my contribution to something makes somebody faster or stronger or safer, then
all good.
Yeah, correct.
We have touched on before how, to me, how amazing I was at how socially acceptable motorcycles were when I first went abroad, whether in France, Belgium, Italy. It was just amazing.
They've always been acceptable here. As in Huddersfield International.
Yes.
I'm not
You
sure.
get it for free with your motorbike.
Indeed.
Here,
I'm not sure whether the French actually like us, but it was the hardest job was getting through the passport control.
Yes.
It was like a Jet 2 plane and a flipping British Airways plane turns up, all gets off. It's like down like there's one desk open.
Yeah.
One desk.
Yeah. But they do like their motorcycles.
Yeah, it was unreal. They were brilliant. Back flippers, stunt riders. It was way ahead of where we are.
Kev Sharp says, if you could race any bike of your choice, past or present, what would tick the box?
It's a good question, but probably...
The way you've been talking about two-strokes, I can imagine one of them.
Yeah. I rode the Honda 6, a replica of the Honda 6.
Oh, right.
So I rode that, and you think to yourself, oh, that'd be great. And when you ride it, it's hard work. Like, really.
What do you say?
I mean, tiny, difficult, like, to ride. And when you watch Halewood and everybody on him in the day, you're like, that's got to be amazing, that bike. But it's not.
I remember you telling me once, you've ridden the two iconic Halewood bikes, right? The Honda 6 from 67 and the blooming 78 Ducati Bevel Drive, right? That he won famously, most famous TT race ever. And he's ridden them both, the bikes, not replicas of the bikes. And didn't like either of them.
No.
Or had a lot of respect for Halewood after riding them.
Well,
that's the key word.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like I was like, how on earth did Mike Halewood do 111.8?
Yeah.
Well, I remember how you waxed lyrical over that fantastic photograph of him at the bottom of Bray Hill. You know, like stood up on the pegs with the thing bottoming out and saying, how on earth did he get into that
was
position?
really long. The bars were like, the gearbox was like a fucking Massey Ferguson. The brake didn't work. But this was, American guy owns it or something.
Yeah.
So I get us on it and the handlebars got a load of like bird shit weld on handlebars, right? So I was like, fucking hell. So that's the original handlebar because he fell off at Mallory Park or something. He won, didn't he? Beat him all at...
Yeah, he did. Race it here.
Yeah, race it here. Have you seen that on YouTube? I watched that. It's amazing. He just keeps coming.
Tucked in, yeah.
Just keeps coming. I mean, Gerard's like that. Lean angle must have been insane.
Yeah, Jeddar's all tucked in, flipping on its side. Yeah.
So he passed John
TT.
Past John Cowie,
Post
didn't he?
TT.
Passed it in. Does much, but I'm like, this thing's horrible. I did 100 mile an hour on it. I did 100.
And did it feel like 100?
Felt like 140 average. I was like, the man's a god. The man's a god.
Yeah.
So, going back to what I would like to ride, a lot of people say MotoGP bikes, but I mean, I never really think about it. They're not blowing. I mean, they're amazing, but
I think we hard work to even get anything out
I
of
don't
them.
think it just doesn't enter my head, that one. I mean, an NSR 500 4-cylinder, maybe 2-stroke, but again, be a bloody difficult thing to ride. I think you've got to ride them in the moment or you don't. I jump back on my 250s, I love it, but I know I'm not riding it properly. Can't get the best out of it. I'll tell you what I'd really like to do, past and present, is go back in an afterlife or something like that and sit on my 07 bike, lap 2. Lap 2, senior TT, 07. At 1 was my motorcycle, in harmony with it all.
Yes.
You know, 130 mile an hour lap, nearly 20 years ago now, isn't it? 19 years ago, long time ago. But at the time, and I was just not hanging my balls, well, I probably was hanging my balls out a little bit, but I'd love to
Have that feeling again.
Yeah, I'd love to relive that again. Yeah. And that's probably a bit selfish talking about myself, but yeah, that was, big pivotal time. No, not pivotal. Not pivotal. No.
Anything you do now, because you're in a different place and times have changed and you've ridden other things since and driven other things. It's like getting an old Ford Escort Mark II or something. They're never what you think.
Well, you can boss them, can't you?
Yeah.
I always felt like I'd boss my 07 bike. I could put it where I wanted to. My superbike now, I'm in front of it, but they do things now.
Yeah.
They'll go, you know what I mean? And they're not as stable as they were. Whether that's tyres, track, power, I don't know.
Whatever, yeah.
Once you throw anything with a load of power, they
Makes them...
They're an animal.
Yeah.
Like my 07 bike just seemed to be the balance of power, stability, tyres. Maybe I were better. I don't know. Yeah.
Your old team manager, Roger Harvey, used to say, apropos, Cole, that he would never, during his racing career, he never wanted to ride on a bike that was better than the one that he was on.
Right.
He didn't want to try someone else's factory bike or something.
Right.
I bet that's a bit. He never wanted to know how much better a motorbike was. He wanted to deal with what he had.
Well, Hutchie had the factory bike in 07. He had Leon Camia's factory bike when we were teammates. They give it to him.
Yeah.
Maybe I had the option, but I liked my, because 06 bike, 07 bike was the same bike, just different. Racing bikes are triggers broom. Rotating engines and wheels and discs and stuff, but I never wanted to come away from that feeling from 06. I needed to take that feeling from 06 straight to 07, hit the ground running.
Yes. Yeah.
I possibly could have been a better bike, but I never, ever let it get in my head that bike was better than mine.
Yeah.
I believed I could win on that.
Yeah. And you could. Alistair Hall, if you were to be in a Hislop Foggy TT battle with you and any rider from any era, who would it be and why?
Ooh.
These questions are a bit hard to pitch at you.
They're good, they are belters. Yeah, they are belters. Yeah. I mean, God, I've lucky enough to be in some epic battles with Bruce Anstey, Ryan Farquhar, Guy Martin, Cameron Donnell. There's been some right old dusts up, and James Hillier, Hutchie, the list goes on, Michael Dunlop. But I'd like to go, I'd like to be right with David Jeffries.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Dave was a really good mate of mine, Northerner. Said it as it was, hard as nails, but gentle as a gentle giant, really. But I never beat him at the TT. I never beat him. He always would turn me over at TT.
Yeah.
I beat him at Northwest, beat him in Macau, beat him at Scarborough in the Gold Cup in '99. I rattled race him at Scarborough. I had a bit of a do with him at Scarborough. First time, one and only time we had a crosswords, and he hit me over the jumps. It's called Jeffrey's jumps now. Fucking, I was on 500 twin, little lightweight thing. Didn't like doing many jumps, but he loved the jumps. Fucking man held that big R71 thing. Gives me a portion of the jumps. I'm down grass doing about 120. And he come into bloody motor, laughing his head off and that. Oh, that would be dodgy, wasn't it? I said, fucking yeah, it was. I'm out of that. Then the second race, I beat him for the Gold Cup because it was over 2 legs, Saturday and Sunday. So I beat him, fucking fuming, I was fuming. So I just portioned him up in the second one. But Dave was, but I had so much respect for Dave. He first man to do 25, 26, 27. And he just bosh. The bar was just getting raised. And we were all we were in the 25 zone. He was in 27s.
Yeah.
It was just beyond figuring it out, how we could do it,
Yes.
So I'd love to be able to, looking at the pit board, me and DJ at it, flat out or whatever, last lap, just do him. If we could ever do that. But the Hizzy Foggy thing, I watched that. I watched the Dean Harrison and the Hickey match when I was still injured, 18, and still a bit iffy on the leg. And, I remember watching a garden in Braille, and there were loads of fucking idiots in there. That's the wrong word. Loads of people in there that just didn't have the same passion. I was glued to the radio. You know, you're not somebody in your ear all giving it, fucking jibbing in your ear. I'm like, mate, listen to this, will you?
Yeah.
This is you're going to see something
a bit special, yeah.
You're going to see the first 135 here, I'm telling you. Because I've been there. I know I could feel where they were on the track and where the Pirelli tyres and the Dunlop tyres are working and where Hickey will be a bit stronger. And Dean was off the traps after the pit stop. It was a brilliant race. I'm waffling on now. I've fucking diverted something else. But me and Dave maybe just on a last lap dust up.
Dave Wilson says, digging your garage footings was the worst job I've ever been on.
Just thought when you said that, is that Dave Wilson?
Apart from the bruise off Becky. What's the worst job you've ever been on? Cheers, Dave the Drain.
Dave the Drain.
Dave the Drain.
Yeah, Dave the Drain, yeah, good mate of mine. He, when I did that Ducati Cup, he drove the Scania, he's got the class one.
Okay.
So he drove the race truck and done a lot of work for me, a lot of stuff at home. And I had the cage on my leg when he was digging the drain, the driver footings out from garage. Right. I'm full of tramadol, morphine, Oromorphs. And that we could do another fucking podcast for another 10 hours on that story if you want, with about dreams, hallucinations, where I was. I was in a black hole with, on a serious note, I was in a bad place on the drugs, got really addicted to drugs, and I was in a horrific place. So I was a bit shitty with people. It's not in my nature, you know what I mean? I'm like that to Dave. I got my crutches, go, do this, do that. And it was just the wettest winter ever recorded. And he's just up to his neck in shit was Dave. He was fuming about it all, but we carried on. So a lot of respect for Dave at the time, real good mate of mine. But I didn't even know what his question was. What was his question? I'm bloody
What's the worst job you've ever been on?
Worst job you've been on?
Worst job I've been on? I think worst job? I don't know, really. Nothing's jumping out, but
probably nothing was as bad as that.
No, that was the worst footing job I've ever been on, for sure. Yeah, I mean, we just live. I think our fields are the wettest fields in Great Britain, without doubt. They are just like the wettest fields.
Yes,
in the history of the world. I don't know why. Lancashire, everything is Lancashire.
Because everything from across the Atlantic just.
Yeah, don't tell Foggy that. Foggy says it's a lot drier in Lancashire than it is in Yorkshire.
No, that's
a lot drier
bollocks.
in Yorkshire.
No,
East Coast a lot drier, isn't it? I haven't got an answer for that. So I think
no, probably the worst job was the one that he was on with you, Dave.
Yeah.
That we'll call it that. Yeah. That's the worst job.
Dumper driving full of tramadol.
Yeah.
Dumper driving full of tramadol.
Right, from Road Toad 6975. Hi, fellas. You keep me up at night watching your great show. My partner is a sister of a guy called Dave Wells, two-time TT winner as a sidecar passenger. Yeah. He used to race solos as well.
Mick Boddice, isn't he? Is he with Mick Boddice, wasn't he?
Dave Wells, Mick Boddice, no longer with us, actually. Died at Mallory, didn't he?
These guys know everything.
Yeah.
And everybody.
Who? Wells?
Yeah.
Oh, did he? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, she's into it. His partner's into it too. They're both Barry Sheen fans. My question is, my hero is Barry Sheen. I'm not had him mentioned yet on the pod. Yeah, I'd love to hear stories. Anything we've got on Barry Sheen. He signed a picture. He's got a signed picture of Whit on his wall. Next best thing. From when he met me at Elvington, talk night, top bloke. Well, yeah, I knew Sheen
Elvington,
well.
That's a track.
Yeah.
I went there, Combs.
Yeah, my second ever race.
Every lap were different, wasn't it? Combs would get blown out.
Yeah, somebody crashed, knocked the corner two down, they rebuilt it in a different shape. Lap record went 2 seconds different each week because the track were a bit shorter. I got to know Sheeny really well because he was friends with Mick Grant going back to the 70s. They were obviously sparring partners back in the day. And so every time we did a charity do, I remember either Goodwood or Oliver's Mount, we did some stuff there.
Do you remember 96 at Oliver's Mount? He landed helicopter. And
he landed a helicopter
on a bowling green.
On the top there, but he'd landed it the day before on a bowling green, thinking it was the lawn of the hotel they were stopping at. And this is a big helicopter, and it sank right into the flipping bowling green.
Didn't you think Arthur Scargill turned up or something?
Something like that, yeah.
It was an old people's home, wasn't it? Or something?
Yeah, I think it turned out to be an old hotel that were now an old people's home with a bowling green.
Do you know what? It's funny, like, there's a lot of riders that come into the conversation with me, but not right. A lot with Sheeny for whatever reason, for Barry Sheen. I mean, obviously, 76, 77 world champion, you know, awesome at what he did. Changed a lot of things, didn't he, with safety? And
Yeah, and his character as well.
Yeah, I mean, such a cool dude. Everybody knew him, didn't they? Everybody. If you ever got stopped on your bike, who do you think you are? Barry Sheen.
Yeah.
You know.
Household name, wasn't
he? Yeah, household name. I met him at that 1996 Scarborough. It was an anniversary. Was it 50 years old? Scarborough?
Yeah. Well, we were all there.
It was massive, wasn't it? You were parading. I was racing.
Yeah.
I was racing my 250 with Birdie, and he was on a Kajiva.
Yeah.
I never ever got any quality time with him. I met him a few times, but you know when you start having a chat and then somebody comes this angle, somebody comes here, can you sign this? And you lose your chat, don't you? Your train of thoughts. But I did meet him. He was at the 2002 Northwest 200 as well. I met him in the hospitality suite there a couple of times, but I didn't. When I meet something like that, I end up like turning into a detective. Me, I'm just wanting to know. I want to know everything.
Yeah, into an anorak.
Yeah, I would be. I'd be like, well, what happened at Spa in 70? You know, whatever. And I want to know that feeling of what. But I just never got a chance to get sat down with him. You know, which is sad, really. You know, I mean, it's one guy I'd love to get to have known. Obviously, Mike Hayward, I'd love to get to know Hayward.
I would have loved to get to know Mike Hayward.
Yeah, he died. I mean, I won my 14th TT. I wanted him to be in the winners' enclosure, you know.
One thing we'll say about Sheeny is he would spend a lot of time chatting your missus up, regardless of whether you were sat there or not. He did a couple of times. I'm going, Barry, I'm sat right here.
Yeah.
At least wait till I've gone for a piss.
That's a bit like Aggo, that. Like Agostini. I was sat with Aggo in that France bike show on Sunday, sat with him for a bit. And he's like my friend now. So I've got his number, so I've pinged him a few messages. I went to his museum a few weeks ago.
Right.
When I went to Ross's Ranch, we flew into Bergamo.
Yeah.
Because flights there ended up being a bit of a strange flight, but I said, Bergamo's where I go live, so give me a ring. So I come up and have a look at you. He says, where are you? I said, about 10 minutes away. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, he went straight around to see him. Brilliant. But he's always trying to get in your woman's knickers, isn't he, all the time? I don't blame him either. You know, I don't, mate. Good looking bloke, isn't he? I mean, I'd love to been a fly on the wall at some of his
escapades.
Yeah.
Same Sheeny.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. Like Parrish drops a few in, doesn't he, now and again?
He does. Yeah.
I mean, Parrish is only famous for being Barry's mate, isn't he?
No, I mean, Parrish is a really good bloke, really funny bloke. I think he doesn't have to make. He was Sheeny. He's most famous for it, but flipping standalone comedian.
Yeah, I mean, Parrish, you can, you know. I've pecked his head in about stories, and he'll come up with something else. There'll be some other, you know, dip from the depths of some nightclub somewhere or whatever. But it's famous number 7, the Donald Duck on the helmet. There's nothing not to like about Barry Sheen, was there? And
good.
Like I say, I haven't got his signature. I've seen him race, and I mean, right to the end, Goodwood.
Yeah, he did
them all, didn't he? He beat Garner, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
At Goodwood. That was. I take some doing. I know you look at Goodwood and you've done it, and you say, I'll have a wobble around. Fucking no chance.
They're going.
You're having to do.
Yeah.
You want to win it. It's flat out on the old shankers, So for him to turn everybody over there, fair play.
There's another one here from the gloriously named Sterling Bridgen. You talk about who do you think you are, Barry Sheen? When you're in a car, it's who do you think you are, Sterling Moss?
I met Sterling Moss a few times.
Did you?
Yeah. When I won that Seagrave Award at the RAC Club, they sent a car for him, for Murray and Sterling was there. I had a good chat with him. Like, he's always talking. He called women. We'll have to say, crumpet. You want a crumpet, old boy?
It was of the time.
Was it of the time? Yeah. It's like he's just his little tie on, his little stick, and like me looking at nice bit of crumpet over there. I'm like, all right.
I'll tell you what. A guy called Tom Wheatcroft used to own Donington Park, right? He set up this Wheatcroft series, Wheatcroft GP, for basically wealthy people. You get this car, it's a 350 horsepower, front engine, rear wheel drive, made to look like a 50s kind of sausage-shaped car, open cockpit, big wheel. But they were modern cars, built on a space frame. And they were going to go all around it. It was going to be a championship that were going to be for wealthy, gentlemen racers. To kick it off and to promote it, there are a load of current, this is going back to, I'm guessing, late 90s, current British touring car people, current single-seater racers, old people like Sterling Moss, I think Brundle were there, but also, stupidly, because Tom's into motorbikes, he invited 4 or 5 motorbikers in, me, Neil McKenzie, and Chris Walker, a young Chris Walker, right? Well, Sterling Moss is the main man. And they've said, look, we're going to have you doing this big parade race, but it's not a competitive race. Sterling's got to be at the front. And he turned up in his little 1950s suit and his galoshes over his driving shoes, right?
Yes.
And he gets in, dries his feet, gets in, set him off, and made the mistake of setting the bikers off and telling him we're non-competitive afterwards. Mate, it turned into a celebrity death match between me, Walker, and Mackenzie, of which Walker was by far better than us, right? These things, you shut off to turn it to red gear, the thing won't steer, you had to dab the throttle to make it slide. Once you got them sliding, then you... But they were fast.
Yeah.
They were really fast. And on about lap 3, Walker's made his way, barged his way through, caught the hapless Sterling Moss, shunted him coming on to the start and finish, right? And just sent him backwards into the flipping tyres.
Brilliant.
It was
Oh, dear.
horrendous, honestly.
What was the question? Bloody hell. Come on, Sterling.
Oh, God.
Sorry,
Brilliant.
Mr. Bridgen.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that,
Yeah.
the
Anyway,
slight
sorry.
diversion. Sterling Bridgen asks, does John have a fetish for private number plates?
Ooh.
What have you got?
Oh, I don't know. That's all. But several question marks.
Yeah.
Sounds like Sterling might have a good number for that.
I've got a few, yeah, but
Wait,
What-
in one now.
JM130 TT.
JM130 TT, yeah.
I've got JM IOM TT. I've got
So you do like them?
TT23 McG,
TT23 McG.
but it's a 23 player, and it's
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
just a 20, yeah.
280 quid.
Yeah.
I give that JM130 player that's on my van, it's JM13 OTT.
Yeah.
But like, I was waiting for it to come on DVLA.
Yeah.
So I was like, around about New Year, they bring them out.
Yeah, and they'll say what you can get and
What you
isn't
can
going to
get.
be, what's going to be sold instead of being put into the system.
So every day I was up around New Year, about 6, 7 o'clock. Not out today. Next day. Because I've had it before. Somebody's got TT Win.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a cock. But
No,
he's
I know him.
and he's,
Yeah,
he's trying
He
to...
is a cock.
Yeah.
He thinks
belling
he's
it.
worth 200
yeah.
grand.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'll give you 500 quid for it. Because he's like, oh, what will you give for it? I said, 500 quid. But he won't give me a figure. So I'm like, I'm not the fucking buyer and the seller. I said, well, tell me what it is. And then I can say yes or no. It's 5 grand, you might have to do it, wouldn't you? Or whatever. But I'll just, anyway. So I'm thinking some twat's going to buy that JM130 and try and stick it back into me for X amount of money. So I'm just like, nope. And I remember I was on holiday with family. I was in Mexico. So breakfast time, iPad's out. It's there. Bosh, bought it. And it was like 300 quid.
Really?
So on the van, it looks like $1 million quid, doesn't it? It's
Yeah.
rough
Yeah.
call. I've got C4 JWM on my Porsche. Sounds bad, that, doesn't it? But it's a C4. So I've got C4 Carrera 4
So I think
JWM, yeah.
You can safely say, Sterling, that
Yeah.
yes, he's got a fetish for
I've got JMIO MTT.
private number plates.
good one, haven't you, Wick?
Jimmy,
Jimmy,
listen,
best.
all you got to do is stick a kind of strategically placed, black
Yeah.
screw head.
Number plate
or
head.
I got a bollocking for that. So I've got a black flat. I've got a black blue bottle, plastic blue bottle.
yeah.
I've glued him on.
but yeah, this led to
Brilliant.
getting pulled over by a member of the local constabulary, as I recall.
I've been pulled a few times, yeah.
Yeah, for trying to pretend it was Jamie.
Well, obviously, I'm not going to spend 25 grand on Jamie when I can get Jimmy instead.
And
Jimmy for 300.
Jamie is presumably.
Now you go online, right? But even back in the day, in the 90s, before the internet was what it is, the way to do it was you knew when a number was coming out. They retained what they thought were going to be
Premium or
sell
something.
separate.
Yeah.
And you could ring up and go through with an operative down there at DVLA. So I rang up. I'd ordered a brand new Subaru Impreza Turbo on a P, right? 96.
96
P
yeah.
plate, right? So I'm thinking, right, what can I get? P16, so there'd be pig something, pig pen, pig muck, whatever. But I thought, no, what I want is piss off, right? I want P155 OFF, right? Or I could have piss up, UPP, whatever. So I got a list of about 10 that are either pig or P155 piss. And I rings up and I says, right, I'd like to go through some numbers that you may or may not have retained. And if we can, she goes, right, list them off. I went, P155 OFF. She goes, I will tell you now, sir, no P155s have
Is that ever
been
gonna come
even issued, never mind return. I went, Yeah, goodbye then.
I got
You
that.
wanker.
I got that JM 130 plate on mine, and then Hutchie got P1 times 5 or something. At TT.
Yeah.
That was like that, wasn't it, to me?
Yeah.
I just went from that to that.
Yeah.
All right, fair play. I won 5. So, yeah.
P15 TT, wasn't it?
Yeah.
P1 STT, but
yeah, what it
P1,
was. Yeah, it was basically P1 5 times, wasn't it? But
Yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
W1 BEM on my Scania. So it's Becky, Ewan, and Maisie. And then she calls me Wanker, so it's Wanker 1. W1. Well, she doesn't, but
Right,
that's
come on.
what she's made up. Hey.
Next one is from Carl
Right to me
Moss.
bollocks, that.
Carl with a curl. A K, sorry.
Carl Moss?
Carl Moss.
Not the Carl Moss. I
No
know
idea.
Carl Moss is a joiner, but it might be the same one, but maybe not.
Jack and James, love the podcast and please keep it going. We'll try to. Yeah. Hiya, John. I've got a 2-parter for you. If you could set up a team to run on the roads, who would you have as riders, manager, and crew chiefs and stuff, etc.?
Mechanics would be Leighton and Jules.
Yeah, I love Lane, don't you?
I was with Leighton the other day. Had a pint with him.
Good lad, isn't he?
Yeah. He's great because he's with my mechanics this is my finest hour. Well, when I won my last TT, he was on the spanners, but he's a wheeler and a dealer, so he's flat.
Good rider
all
as
the time.
well.
Good supermoto rider and that. Yeah, British champion. But any shit I've got lying around, I give it to him because he puts it on that Facebook marketplace. Because I can't be asked with trying to sell stuff and all that lot. So he loves it. Looking hustles. So
Yeah.
I had an old Fiamma awning that I got off Dougie Lampkin.
Yeah.
I bought an awning off Dougie Lampkin, but I got the Safari room. I've had it for ages, so he sold that. So I went to see Leighton. But like we just had so much fun. You know, super serious when it comes to racing. And like Julian was the crew chief, but he was a bit weird. Like he never said much, but he was an extension of my brain. And I used to have to ring him up and ask for things. It just happened, you know what I mean? We had such a laugh. Probably them two for sure on spanners. Rider, did you say rider?
Yeah.
Riders. If I'm running the team for a TT team.
Yeah.
It says on the roads, yeah.
On the road, yeah. Probably David Todd, Dean Harrison.
I know Dino.
What it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, Dean for sure. Just fun. Just
Yeah,
fun.
easy to work with.
Yeah. Davey's the same. I've spent a lot of time with Davey. Now he's paddling his own canoe, do you know what I mean? He's got the team with Hickey and it's lovely. I wish him all the best. He's a man of mystery. He's the kindest man you'll ever meet in your life, David Todd. Just it's very hard for young people, when he's in when you're in your 20s, you expect it a bit off people, don't you? But he's just, when he comes to my house, bring my big bakery bottle of wine or whatever, and brings me a bottle of port. I don't mind a glass of port. So he's an absolute gent. He's a bit diva now and again. Goes on his little kiddie whinges now and again if he gets beaten and that, I'm like, Dave, just shut up, just get on with the job. And Dean's just brilliant. Just brilliant, is Dean, yeah. He's super fit now, is Dean. Dean's in good shape.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
It's just really, figured, but he's not on Instagram going on about it. He's just doing it.
Yeah.
I looked at him and I was like,
Yeah.
good.
I
Coming into his
was
prime.
struck by that when he turned up. at
Nothing
the
is a
NEC.
problem. Nothing is a problem. Nothing. So
Yeah,
What
good
about a
bloke.
manager?
Clive Padgett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clive.
Actually, we're going to get him on here.
Oh, yeah. Clive would be brilliant.
I'd like to get Clive on.
His enthusiasm is off the chart.
For
He's
motorbikes and racing, he's
exactly the
unreal.
same as he was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Never seen anybody dart round and have the passion he's got.
No, me neither.
He's just, I love Clive to bits.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And like when I was injured, there was not many people who were at the end of the phone
And he was.
all the time.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah.
How you feeling? How you doing? When I was in my darkest bit. And to be fair, old Harvey Beltran was as well.
Yeah.
Harvey was there. And not many others, but yeah, a lot. Love Clive to bits.
Oh, and there's a second part to it. And would you have two riders that had a bit of needle or two that could
I don't
complement
think you shouldn't have needle on roads. On
Anyway.
Pure roads, no. There shouldn't
No.
be any hatred or bitterness or, you know what I mean? On a short circuit,
agree.
you want to steer it into your teammate a lot of the times, but you need two people that work together and are all on the same page, I think, for the team, if you like. And I know personally, but you've got to... I've always been like that.
Yeah.
I know Hutchie and Dunlop have had that. bit of needle in it, but it got a bit too much at times. I thought, you know what I mean. There's a lot more goes into it than what I'm saying, but it doesn't want to become a point where you're riding over the point that you're happy with.
For any reason,
not worth it.
No,
definitely.
Carl also adds, incidentally, just like to say,
Carl, isn't he? Come on, Carl. Getting his money's worth, isn't he, Carl?
He is.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Just like to say that every time I've met you, well, just careful what you say here, because he says, just like to say that every time I've met you at Alton, you've been an exception to the rule of don't meet your hero.
Oh,
thank you, John.
well done, Carl.
Thank you,
That's
John.
nice. I do, like I said earlier, it makes the world go around, doesn't it? People.
Yeah.
They're ace people.
Yeah.
People are just funny. I love people watching, talking to people, knowing where they're from, what they're up to.
Yes.
You get some
Absolutely
proper nice,
agreed.
get some great people in our sport. Some great people.
Yeah,
And without them, we're nothing. We're good. We're
Yeah.
not going anywhere, are we? We haven't got the fans. Yeah.
Do you ever find people are slightly taken aback at the fact that I tend to kind of, as soon as I think someone's got an accent or something like, where are you from then?
Yeah, you try and guess it and
And
you get it
people are
wrong.
immediately on the back foot a bit, as if, and then usually have a stab at it. And
Yeah.
immediately
I say,
think,
"No, I'm
well,
actually
that's a
from-"
bit impertinent, isn't it? What do you mean? I don't know you.
Cumbrian, you dickhead. And I'm not from bloody. But no, I've always with, maintain that like they've, spent the time to queue or whatever, or make the effort to watch it. And what's really nice for me is I get it a lot now, and people thank me. So thank you for that.
Yes.
Really enjoyed watching your career, and that's really humbling.
Brilliant.
It's nice thing when they say that, because you don't realise, do you? You're hurtling around everywhere, 100 mile an hour, right? Your hair's on fire, and the bike's this, that. But there's done a lot, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've done a lot.
Yes.
A lot of stuff. So a lot of stuff going on in there. And people have seen it and been part of that journey. So it makes all the difference.
More than you realise.
Yeah.
The last one we've got, I think, is from an appropriately named Steve Diesel.
Steve Diesel.
It says,
What, Red Diesel? Red Diesel.
Steve.
What's the fuel economy like on your motorhome?
Oh, geez, alcoholic, that's it.
Yeah.
It's a bastard, right? Because it's really frustrating because it's like I've got a 6-speed gearbox in it, right? So if you're doing 60, like you've got to go fast enough to pass the trucks.
Yeah.
Like it's frustrating. So you're like, I do sort of 60, so 100 Ks, but sometimes it changes down. So
You're right in between gears.
So you do 65,
Stays
in
top.
top.
Yeah.
Then fucking gauge is giving it. You're like, what do you do? There's always headwind and all going home. So you're like, you can use more diesel.
So that'll be down to 6 or 7 gallon.
Yeah, sometimes less.
Yeah.
But it shows it on the computer. Shows it's sometimes if it changes out a fifth and it's pulling out up a hill, it's like down to, it says 2 to 3 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't look at it. I put some tape over it.
Yeah.
But I think to myself, well, US gallon's a bit smaller than an Imperial gallon. I'm just trying to bullshit.
Yeah. That's 40.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make it a little bit less painful.
Justify yourself.
You can't have executive travel and economy in the same thing. But I do feel like I have a 12-inch cock when I'm driving that moron. I really do.
And you don't in real life?
No, definitely not. I was at the back of the queue when God was handing cocks out. Everything around me is like, we're all getting a bit grey, everything's a bit saggy, isn't it? You're
You don't need to
bingoing
tell
a bit.
me, mate. Yeah.
Like my feet are a bit manky, But my penis and my balls they've not changed one bit. They're immaculate.
Yeah.
Well,
They get shriveled up. They get shriveled up a bit and your balls are hanging down a little bit. Mine, my genitals are perfect. Absolutely the way they were when I was 18.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just,
There you go.
I don't know why I said that, but I just thought I'd throw that in. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got his motorhome to thank for that.
Yeah, motorhome. Love a motorhome. I've always had a motorhome.
I've never had a motorhome, but my privates are in surprisingly good nick for a man of my age.
I'm out at this point.
It's got a 45-degree bend to the left though, so it's a bit weird.
On that,
Listen, Mr. McGuinness.
I have to. If the toilet's there in the morning and it's full of piss, and I have to stand there and guide it round like that. But then when the pressure runs out, I have to follow it in just to. otherwise it's all over the floor. She goes mental.
Anyway, if you want to get involved in the podcast,
Listen, it's been a real treat.
We knew it would be, to be
Thank
quite
you.
honest.
To be honest,
for coming.
it's great working with you guys. Honestly, I've had a right old laugh. I love this, love the little setting and stuff. So it gets the best of you, doesn't it?
Yeah,
a little sofa, nobody around, just talk nonsense.
And it's a different format to TV, and you can express yourself a little bit. Obviously, just there.
Perfect. No, I've enjoyed it, guys.
Yeah, good. Thanks, man.
Thank you very much indeed. Thanks.
Preza Q&A, powered by Roadskin Motorcycle Wear.
What a fantastic guest. Thank you, McGinley.
Yeah, we knew it would be.
Very...
I knew he would be. I do quite a lot with John. You've known him a long time. We've all known him. He's like a national treasure.
He is.
But he's not like a bike racer, is he? He's like
not remotely.
He ain't like a bike racer. He kind of says it how it is, and people appreciate that. And he's a nice bloke to spend time with, you know. That is what you get if you go trail riding with him, or trials riding, or wherever you end up with the bloke. Like down at that MCN show, remember, you used to spend 4 or 5 days. You've been down there.
Yeah.
That's how he is. Yeah, good.
Lovely.
Easy bloke to know.
Listen, we've got a few viewers' questions of our own to deal with, James.
Do you know what? We're getting quite a few now.
And they're so welcome.
For
They're
the
really
most
great.
part, they're really good questions as well.
And this is another array of really, really
Off we go.
top stuff. Preza Q&A, Jack and James. Carl SBK, man. Oh,
Yeah.
I hope that's not foggy. I've just...
Brilliant.
I've just purchased an immaculate Gen 3 ZX 10R in green, only 8k miles, and I absolutely love it. My question is, Jamie, do you find the old superbikes more fun to ride than the new ones because of no electronic aids interfering with the riding experience? Love the channel, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, depends what he's doing with it. That's a really good road bike. Sports bikes have gone away from being a good road bike. They've kind of diverged. You know, 30 years ago, you could ride your sports bike to the track, do a track day, ride it home, tour Europe with it, put some bags on it. It was kind of did all things, but they've got ever so track focus now. And that's going to be a good bike it's going to be a good road bike, loads of grunt, easy to keep running, easy to service. And the last of that era when that could be considered like an all-round kind of sports bike. Weirdly enough, what Kawasaki are doing and others, including Suzuki, they're going away from trying to compete with a 45 grand V4R. That's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
And you know, it's maybe what you need to go and win World Superbike Championships. But they're going away from that because who's going to want on the road that kind of technology and complexity? And the Kawasaki ZX-10 new for next year and the Suzuki GSX-R1000, they've kind of got a more basic. Yes, it's got all the electronics you need to be Euro compatible, but it's not overdone with them. And it is a bike you can service yourself, maintain yourself, and understand. Yes. And I think, and it's cheap. Consequently, it's really affordable. They're both in the teens of thousands, not in the 35, 40 grand category. So I think that's, from that point of view, I think that's a great idea. I think it's good. I think people will be able to ride them as a old school sports bike, do a track day too. I think good idea. So the answer was, yes, you'll really enjoy it. The ZX-10 ought to be in green, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
Low miles, easy to maintain. I think he'll really enjoy that bike.
So you look forward to seeing Carl SBK, man, enjoying himself out on that. The next one is from Graham Oakley. Question for Jack. If you could only commentate on one last event, would it be a motocross from the 80s with Dave Thorpe, etc., or a modern superbike round?
Good question.
Does your heart lie with dirt or tarmac, and would you agree that the Citadel at Namur is needed to be back on the calendar for World MX?
What's this fella called?
Graham Oakley.
Graham, you've hit the nail right on the head. Yes, his heart is motocross.
Motocross of a particular era, not the current era. And actually, yes, I think, in all honesty, Graham, from the 80s, if it was Namur, if you could give me back Namur for a day of commentary, then yes, I'd go along with that.
What's your best moment at Namur?
The best moment at Namur?
Yeah. I think I know what you're going to say, because I think you liked him as a rider, didn't you?
Yeah, actually, I'm torn between the two. It was, I'd say, 1988 when Carlos stopped for a beer when he was in the lead. His brother had the beer ready for him at the Monument Cafe. and he startled everybody by stopping and having one. And also 1989, Gabors versus Thorpe for the World Championship in 1989 was truly epic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, Graham, if it could be back then yes, I think I would do that.
And would you put them hot pants on like you used to do when the sun came out? Oh no. You'd get banned now, wouldn't you? You wouldn't be allowed.
No, they're quite right. You're quite right. You're made to wear proper, all-encompassing stuff with proper kind of press bibs and things on. Now, I'd never have got the suntan like I used to. It would have been terrible because that was part of the thrill of being.
Still gone?
No, I haven't still got them. Sorry, they're long gone. And they were little running shorts. They weren't. You know. Okay. They weren't all tight and bulgy where they shouldn't have been.
I averted my eyes.
It's tricky in that I love both motocross and road racing.
Yeah, I know you do.
So it's a difficult choice to make. The wonderful thing about road racing is the fact that it's proper racing and the race for the finish line always counts. In motocross, if people aren't really able to be completely competitive, they can just fanny about and style it over jumps and things like that and kind of piss about a bit, really. So I prefer road racing. I found was real racing, which it used to be in the Thorpe era. It used to be that kind of all-in stuff.
You've got to watch what you're saying, son. You go to them reunions with all them people you've just said out proper races.
No, I'm not. I was thinking more like, yes, you're right. I'm digging a hole here, aren't I?
Roger Harvey's going to throttle you next time.
And there's no way that the current generation of motocross riders, of the top guys, aren't full-on racers. Like Jeffrey Hurlings, after a lifetime with Red Bull KTM, first victory on a Honda at Lierop in the Dutch Masters Championship last weekend. So a big change in motocross right now. The next question, before I dig myself any deeper, is from Dan Collerby. Hi, Jim, Jack and Sprout. Hope you're all well. I've listened to and enjoyed all the Outside Line podcasts so far. Thank you very much. One in particular really resonated with me when you appealed for people to consider marshalling as a duty.
Right.
My wife and I duly signed up with RaceSafe, and next week we'll undertake our initial training. Thanks for planting the seed for us. If you're at Thruxton, I'll happily have a selfie with you. That's you, James.
Well, no problem. If I see you down there, Dan, I'll come and have a selfie with you.
Love to all, Gypsy Dan.
Right. So, Gypsy Dan, thank you for that, for you and your missus. You'll really enjoy it. BSB is a brilliant thing to be involved in. All racing is. And I guess it's easier. The higher profile the meeting, the easier it is to get marshals.
Yeah.
But actually, you need the marshals. You can't run without them. Different circuits need a different amount. There's 600 needed on the Isle of Man, and they have struggled over the years. I think they're all right now with it.
Yeah.
But all race meetings have struggled in the past with marshals, so thank you for your service. Yeah, good. You'll enjoy it, and you get to sit close.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Generally, there's quite a lot of respect for marshals from riders. And always has been. There has been the odd time where we've got angry with them. I remember a marshal in Le Mans in France. I'm trying to get back on this bike, having crashed it. My fault. Yeah. I can't really blame him. He'd noticed something was dangerous on the bike, and should I jump back on it and hadn't noticed, you're going to get to the next corner and realise an handlebar's going to snap or a lever's going to break off or there's oil leaking out onto your own tyre and everybody else's. And he's pointing something out in French and pointing, and I kind of clobbered him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, flipping at him, and got him out of the way. Then got back on the bike and then realised it wasn't fit for purpose, threw it down, stormed off, and then got fined, quite rightly. I had to sit up in front of the
Oh, this is not the side of James Whittam. We're here regularly.
Yeah, but you're quite angry at times. Thanks, Dan, for your service, son.
The next one is Kelly Gower-Smith. This is an interesting one. If you were restricted to being involved in any one race event in the future, what would each of you choose and why? And then she says, huge kiss to Sprout.
Sprout is not
in his absence. We've lost him.
We'll get him.
Kelly, I would have to say, if you could arrange to bring back World Superbikes to Brands Hatch, that would be my dream event.
Yeah, if it's a
For
sort
me.
of dead or alive meeting, if it's one of them that...
Yeah, if it's one that you can
from the
bring back,
past.
then I'd say Brands WSC.
Brands Hatch was
please.
good. Late 90s, we had getting on
Late
for
90s,
100,000 people.
early
there.
2000s, up until Tosland and his double in 07.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Big
meetings.
crowds, big atmosphere.
Yeah.
Great circuit.
And I always like a meeting where you have to battle through a tunnel amongst all sorts of people.
Yeah.
And we always have to do that to get up
Under
several
the-
flights of stairs
Yeah.
to the commentary position.
Enjoy Monza, both competing and commentating. Just same reasons, really.
Talking of the tunnels.
Same reasons. Not just the tunnels, but atmosphere.
Yeah.
Bit of history about the place.
Yes.
Goosebumps
Yes.
when you went under the tunnel into the circuit. All that bit of history.
Yes.
Isle of Man. TT's good to be involved in. You can you're there for a week or 2 weeks, whatever you're there for, and that's always. And there's something to do outside of the racing. You get a day off. You can do something, and the place is scenic. So yeah, one of the above.
Almost as scenic as here at Huddersfield International. This is a good one as well. Matt Granger. Hi, chaps, and dog in charge, Sprouty.
Yep.
Firstly, keep up the cracking podcast. We'd love to, mate. We're hoping that we can. While sat on a damp Clark curve at Brands Hatch in late February on a BEMC race school weekend,
Right.
the conversation turned to liveries of BSB bikes over the years.
Right.
And it turned out that the most popular between the team on the corner were, number 1, Richler Suzuki.
Right. Okay.
Number 2, Airwaves Ducati.
Right.
Number 3, HM Plant Honda.
Yeah. All good liveries.
Now, my question is, from the modern era of BSB 2000 onwards, which were your favourite liveries?
One stands out for me. Lots of good liveries. If you're going back before that, obviously you had some oddball stuff like we've had Durex Suzuki was an odd one because it was so odd. Wasn't a particularly good livery, but we got a lot of
You
comments
did
from
say
it.
2000 onwards.
Yeah, I know. I like Fast Orange, like Boost. But from 2000 onwards, you know what I really liked? And it was Suzuki again, and it was 1 year, and it was Works. And there was some kind of power tools, drills and grinders and stuff.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
And they were kind of a pale green, a pale blue, and white.
And big, strong letterforms.
Works.
Yeah.
I just loved that design. Don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
That looked terrific.
Yeah, that's the one that stands out for me. Like Rizzler, like HM Plant. And it's somebody like HM Plant, the guy from HM Plant, the little Geordie fellow, was such a nice fella.
John Jones.
Yeah,
lovely
that
man.
you kind of liked his. I like that. You know, you like to associate with I look at a livery when the team were good and I got on with whoever in the team. I always think associate that with a good looking bike somehow. Yeah, Airwaves are good, and it were nice to get a sponsor involved that was completely outside of motorcycling.
Yes.
Not an industry, not an oil sponsor, not a clothing sponsor. It was completely outside, which was really, really good.
I'll have to think about this and let you know, Matt. I need to delve back a bit and just see which one comes to mind. There isn't an instant one. I did like the original orange Ducatis that Neil Hodgson and
GSE.
And Ollie Bayliss.
GSE?
Yes.
Yeah.
The GSE ones.
Yeah.
I thought they looked fine, but there again, they just predate where we... Oh, no, they just squeak in, actually.
Just
squeak into 2000.
About that. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I thought they always looked terrific.
Yeah, they were good. Yeah.
Marty Hill. Great to have the Dusted Duo reunited.
The Dusted Duo.
I love that.
You know what he says?
Yeah.
I'll take that.
And really good content. Thank you very much.
I've been called worse.
Would love to hear more of your funny stories from over the years. Please get Roger Harvey on the podcast. Can still remember his wicked sense of humour and relentless piss-taking when he was team manager for Honda Racing Supermoto team.
Well, it
was when you were the commentator for the series, Jack.
Yeah.
Blimey, that's going back a long way.
Not sarcasm, but actually deadpan humor.
And of course, he was team manager for John McGuinness and Carl Muggeridge and those guys, Joy Dunlop and all those guys back then.
Yeah, we like him.
Anyway, exclamation mark. Question for Whit. Ask him about the time he was fueling for Shuey at the TT.
Yep.
And a couple of days earlier in practice, Shuey was dazzled by the sun and ended up heading towards the pit lane barrier flat out and had to swerve down pit lane.
Yeah.
Keep up the great work, Marty Hill.
There's a start and finish at the Isle of Man. You down that straight, you're heading kind of west-ish.
Yeah.
And when the sun's coming down, it can be right in your face. And he got kind of confused. And I have heard other people and various places around the TT, whether you're in the morning, afternoon, sometimes you get sun strobing through. Sun can be an issue, let's say.
Yeah.
And he got the sun in his eyes and went down pit lane thinking he was on the circuit on a BMW S1000 doing, I don't know, 160 mile an hour. And he's gone down pit lane, not hit anything. And really, really flipping sketchy move. But the funniest thing about Shuey's a mate of mine, was killed in the Isle of Man in 2016.
Already 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Oof.
But actually, loved going racing at the TT. But his first ever TT, he's on an S1000 RR BMW, but he hasn't really got any mechanics with him.
Yeah.
Because this is a low-key, first ever TT. Will his mates help him do the fueling? Yeah, of course we will. But we all had varying amounts of experience / competence.
Yes.
And he had the main guy as filling the tank, right? It's a guy called Richard. And then I'm helping him look around the bike, maybe, pass him a drink. And anyway, they had a guy called John, who was a lovely, lovely fella, but a builder, big, shovel-handed builder from Manchester. And really solid, hard flipping bloke, but really nervous about getting roped into this, having the pressure of doing this fuel stop at the TT. So he's in with his fireproof overalls on. He's been told what to do. Shuey just says, look, all you got to do, in your overalls, have a visor and have some Mr. Sheen or some pledge. He says, as I come in, I'll tell you whether I want this visor cleaning or the new visor putting on. Obviously, it's a bit tricky putting the new visor on.
Yeah.
If you can get away with just a clean, that's probably better.
Yeah.
So he comes flying in. Well, the first thing that happened is the stand goes under, right? So he's got a guy putting the stand under that only hooks under one side. So as he shoves it under, one side drops and one side goes up and it throws Shuey into pit lane, right? So he's on his backside, the bike's on his side, the guy's flipping, dribbling fuel out, so it's all panic. They pick the bike up, get the stand under, get Shuey back on it, they put in the fuel in. Shuey says, just clean this visor. But he's already put it up. So John, in a panic, the big builder, squirts it, pledge in his eyes. Then starts trying to clean his eyes and pokes him. Meantime, Richard putting the fuel, he's going, don't, and squirts fuel down here, right? So it was the longest pit stop ever in the Isle of Man. He's only got half a tank of gas. The other half's on his knackers and is irritating somewhat.
Yeah.
He's had pledge in his eyes and he can hardly see. And he's wobbling down pit lane, having taken 10 minutes in the pits. He's been on his ass as well. It was the longest and worst pit. It was like the Chuckle brothers. But Shuey did learn his trade, actually. He got quite competent. I think he was 125, maybe average speed at the end.
That's pretty decent, isn't it?
Yeah.
And his pit stops would have become appreciably shorter.
A lot of people struggle for pit crew, especially at Manx, because people do Manx on their own. They go over and do it on their own.
Yeah.
Another mate of mine, Zach, he's on a TZR in the Manx. This is going back to late 80s. He's lying second to Ian Simpson in the newcomers. Comes in for his one and only pit stop in a 4-lapper with this little 2-stroke TZR. He's got his mate called Steve. Well, in the 2 laps that they've done, they've got 40 minutes to figure this job out. And he realises that he only needs 12 litres. He doesn't need to spend and waste time filling the tank right up. He just needs 12 litres. So they've got a jerry can and they've timed how long 12 litres takes. And over this 40 minutes of the first 2 laps of this race while Zach's going round. So they realise they only need, 12 litres is 13 seconds. So by the time he comes in, they've got somebody with a stopwatch and they know that they're just going to go, 13 and do the 12 seconds or 13 seconds for the 12 litres. So he comes in, they're timing it off, they do the 13 seconds, they're out, it's all quick, top back on, off he goes. they're high-fiving, it's the fastest fuel stop ever. You know, they've saved him 10 seconds. Then somebody realises, because the nozzle were dripping a bit, sometime in that 40 minutes when he's doing his first 2 laps, somebody's turned it off at the stop tap at the top. So Zach's gone arseholing down pit lane, line second in the Manx. It would have been his best result ever in his career with 13 seconds of fresh air.
Oh, no.
Zach said, I thought it were going well. He got to Ramsey and it conked out. So, yeah.
Oh, he got as far as Ramsey.
He got as far as Ramsey, yeah.
The previously mentioned Roger Harvey did a complete season of 125 Motocross Grand Prix World Championships in 1976.
Yeah.
His debut year on a private Husqvarna, a Doug Wheeler Husky, finished 5th overall, the first non-factory bike.
Yeah.
Did it all on his own.
Yeah.
All on his own cook, chef, mechanic, driver.
People did.
Fantastic. In a Ford Transit.
Brian Reed, as a 20-year-old, wanted to go and do the Manx, and he didn't have a van. His van had broken down, couldn't borrow a van, went to the ferry, somebody dropped him off with a trailer, pushed a TZ250, a roundabout like this, because it's a bit late 70s.
Yeah.
Pushed one of them with a rucksack on with his gear, a tank strapped, a fuel tank, a tin, strapped to the tank, went to his digs, ran it all the whole week on his own, with help from people who just felt sorry for him, but didn't even know him.
Yes.
And did the Manx and finished pretty well. Yeah.
Brilliant. Lovely man.
Yeah.
Lovely man. And thanks very much, really, to all of you who've sent in questions. It's really great to get these questions because
we're getting
they're
them
always
from all
so
over as well, you
fascinating.
know.
Yeah, I know.
Have you seen where some of them are coming from?
Yeah.
All over the world. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, that means people are listening to this all over the world.
Yeah, brilliant.
Sounds nuts.
You know, us having to think about things, it's staving off the obvious onset of Alzheimer's in both our cases. So, yeah. Helps us with that.
And
I'll
promise I'll think about a livery as well because that's quite important to me. I'll
been some
sort
belts,
that.
haven't there?
I'll sort that out for next time. Folks, we love having your questions. Please keep sending them in to TheOutsideLine@gmail.com. And yeah, we really welcome them. We really enjoy them. And now time for some Paddock PA.
Paddock PA. Powered by Roadskin.
Mate, I've got a little extra here. It's not actually a question. It's more a statement, really.
Okay.
Having watched the Kyle Ryde episode where Jamie talked about club races being of the older generation nowadays, could you do a shout out for the Desmo Dew racing class? A one-make series racing 600cc Ducati Monsters.
They run at North Gloucester. They run within the North Gloucester Club, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super Sport and Multistrada, if you are mad enough, brackets. The average age of our grid is in the 50s with a peppering of pensioners. We offer good hard racing with a great social side too and are a guest class at every NGRRC round.
Thought so, yeah.
Any born-again racers, young or old, can email or get in touch via the Desmo Dew. That's DESMO, obviously, one word this, Desmo, capital D, Dew, D-U-E, Paddock page on Facebook. So Desmo Dew Paddock on Facebook. Yeah.
It's a class that little series attracts quite a few older lads who they're into the racing, they're into motorbikes, but they're more into the social side as well. So really good.
Yes.
Yeah, well done. YouTube members, reminder for just £2.99 a month. That's less than a crap coffee. For that, you get early release of the shows, ad-free episodes, bonus content behind the scenes. We've been filming a little bit of that with Charlie today. Shout out and joining in Paddock PA segment, priority present Q&A questions, and a monthly draw. Winner to watch the show live, come to Huddersfield International and watch us put this together.
Well done, sir. Nicely. Now we've got a list of names here.
Yeah, because we've got 60 members already.
Really?
Right, we're going to give them all
So we don't need to give them all a mention.
a quick mention.
Are you ready for this,
do the
fellas?
first line, right?
Okay.
I'll do the second.
The first column, at Scotty Turbo 87, Joe Rybline, Stephen Tidy, at Andy-F4J6Z, Christine Beedman, Merv 690, James Anderson, Lynn Barlow, who sent us a question in that we had earlier, at Nut Dwarf, at WSMK-OZ6RU, David Gallagher, Matt Parrish, at Two Dogs Alex, at Retro Racer 76, Sam Jones, Jason James, Alistair Baxendale, Declan Ramsey, Phil Naylor, Mike Pascoe.
Mick Sheldon, Stuart Andrew, Wyn Griffiths, David Williams, Barry Green, Alistair Woodhead, Alan Thomas, Gary Everett, at Davek1728, at Ninja Bob 8170, Joe Speakman, at CJ-1764, Tracy Crawford, Douglas Davidson, Richard Glover, at Big Supermoto 5805, at Simon-W-8599, Chris Harris, at SJD Pod WH3BO, and David Culverson.
And Keith Chambers, Jonathan Clark, BSB enthusiast Ian Burnicle. I am indeed a very distant relative, comes from Middlesbrough, lovely chap from Middlesbrough. Ross Finley, Neil Purcell, Colin Thorpe, Neil Thompson, Andy Gibson, Chris Myers, Phil Munday, Giles Parkin, Gary Hudson, Jeremy Manship, David Neal, Ian Parsons, Peter Denton, Alex Grill, Stuart Andrew, Murray Strathdee, and Roslyn Fizier.
Right, last line, we're nearly there. Giles Parkin, at Road Toad 697, we had a question from him. Carburn 45, Tommy G. Fender, Paul Burden, at Virtual Astro 125, Chris Adkin, Stuart Fawcett, Lee Renton, Phil Wiley, David Tomlinson, and Richard Shipley, including old Mother Shipton, I think, and everybody else, old Tom Cobley and all. Brilliant.
Well,
60. Thank you. And we need that. That'll
yes.
continue.
Thank you very much indeed. I think is that about a wrap on?
That's it.
Well,
we get to hang about with McGinley though for another hour or so and have more tea with him. So
that's a very welcome addition to the day. Thank you very much indeed for your company. It's bye from me, bye from Sprout, bye from James. Thanks again to Metzler. I'm sorry that Sprout has vacated the Metzler tyre almost throughout today's episode. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks also to Roadskin for their involvement. And we'll hopefully see you next time. Bye-bye.